Welcome to the third annual
It's Pancake Day!
podcast. This week and this year brought to you by Dollar Shave Club and Nature Box. We'll be talking about both of those fine companies and their fine products later in the
Dollar Shave Club
show.
makes the best
How
pancakes.
happy are you that I introduced you to Shrove Tuesday?
It has
AKA
changed my life.
Pancake Day.
So I can't believe it's one of those things where it's like I thought you were full of shit and that you were absolutely just trying to fuck with us, and now we're here with a fine selection of toppings and and with professional pancake makers.
I think it's the best contribution
We have
Gavin has had
pancake
to Rooster
makers.
Teeth.
we have pancake makers
Look at that.
Professional pancake makers.
from Kirby Lane. It's a local Austin.
I love Kirby Lane. I love the
Institution.
Paris, Texas. It's a good breakfast.
Are you insulted that we have professional pancake makers and not you, Bernie?
No, it means I get to eat like free pancakes. We'll see.
We, due to scheduling conflicts, I wasn't 100% sure if Bernie was going to be here, so I wanted to make sure we continued the tradition of pancakes. And I'm not going to fucking cook pancakes.
I would have done it.
Didn't you miss like an important business venture to be here or something?
I did. They want. I was cast in a new movie, and they were gonna shoot back-to-back days, and I was like, this is gonna sound like a strange reason why I can't shoot on Monday, but I have to be in Austin to eat pancakes. And so they moved me. They moved me originally to Friday, but now I gotta go back Wednesday.
That's nice that they changed the schedule for you just for
It was
pancakes.
pretty far in advance.
Okay.
Like I looked at the schedule and they said, are you available these days? I looked. I saw that Mardi Gras was the day after. I was like, oh no, I can't. I gotta eat pancakes. So I came back for that.
Well, we're happy to have you back.
Should we introduce?
What?
Oh yeah, hey, introduce yourself.
Yeah. Well,
I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Barbara.
Bernie.
And I'm Gus. All right.
So I was traveling. Ashley makes a good traveling companion because she's really good on navigation when I'm in a city that we're not familiar with. And I've been going to LA for probably 15 years at this point. I don't know what it is about that city. I cannot learn how to get around in that city at all.
All you need
Take
is
the
just to
101.
sit down with a map.
I've done it.
You have?
The closest I've got with that, Gavin, is I know the different regions and how they relate to one another.
Yeah.
Like I had to go to Van Nuys for something.
I think on the 405.
You're right. That's how you do it. Get on the 405. You nailed it. But I went there with Matt like several different times. Have you guys ever traveled with Matt?
No.
Yeah.
It's a terrible experience. It's a terrible experience because when he's navigating, he is an awful navigator with Google Maps. He's just terrible with it.
Is he one of those people that the turn's coming up and before saying like, oh, you're going to turn left in a second, he's just like, oh, turn left.
No, he's even worse. Like he'll go, well, to make a turn, he'll go, okay, 4 miles, take a left. And that's it. He checks out immediately. And then it's like, I'm supposed to remember in 4 miles.
Calculate in your head.
Yeah, to take a left. And then he'll completely forget it.
I love how casually Matt can play off stuff when it doesn't work. Like if you bugger something up, he'd be like, "Oh, you guess that didn't work. Weird." And he's like, there's never any ownership of it.
When Matt was directing Laser Team, the crew kept commenting how calm he was.
Yeah.
Like I guess they're used to working with directors who just lose their shit and
Yeah.
fly off the handle. But Matt's like that. Matt's like a quiet crazy. I have a couple things here. I've been like stockpiling stuff that show why Matt's crazy.
Do you have a document of why Matt's crazy?
I make notes on stuff. That's what my laptop is on my. Oh, also if you want to tweet us at hashtag RT Podcast, we can take questions or comments and all that stuff.
We can also take your pancake requests, your
Okay.
dream pancake.
Should we get some
combination.
pancakes started?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do we
I
want to
think-
introduce our pancake makers?
Please do.
Yeah.
They have mics.
They have
over there?
mics.
they have a mic.
Say hello.
Hi, I'm Morgan Messick,
I'm Allison Jackson.
and we work for Kirby Lane Cafe.
We're so happy to have you here.
Yes.
Making
Thank you
pancakes.
so
Do
for
not
us.
disappoint us.
We're excited to be here.
Kirby Lane is a cafe that's a local. I just spit a piece of food on my microphone. See that part? There's a little piece of strawberry. Kirby Lane is a cafe that is in Austin. It's not that far away from our studio. It's on Kirby Lane, but then they opened multiple locations and didn't change the name. So you have like Kirby Lane Cafe on Lamar Boulevard.
Yeah.
for instance.
I didn't know it was on Kirby Lane. I thought it was just the name of the place.
Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
down. It's right down off.
It's off of like 35th, just north of 35th.
Oh, I just learned something.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like west of Lamar.
yeah. The one down south. It used to be where, and this is a restaurant we've talked about before. It used to be where Gordo's is.
Yes.
And Gordo's is the all donut restaurant.
Yes.
Not associated with Pancake Tuesday
No.
in any way.
So one
Not
pastry,
sanctioned by this podcast.
one pastry was swapped for another pastry,
So-
basically.
All right, so what's on the menu?
Real fast before we get to the menu, someone tweeted at us that since Pizza Hut had the official Rooster Teeth podcast pizza, that we should have IHOP make the official pancake.
No.
No,
Kirby Lane.
absolutely not.
Local flavor.
Yeah, local. And we're gonna,
Also, no vinegar drizzle on this one.
hey, the
Vinaigrette?
balsamic vinegar drizzle was actually really good on that pizza.
Have you had it yet, Gav?
No.
You haven't had the Pizza Hut RT podcast
we
pizza?
had it here.
You just didn't
I
eat
was
it.
near.
Yes,
We did?
Yeah,
We've
I
had it a
wasn't
couple
here for
times.
that.
Yeah,
I've never
we've
seen
had it
here.
before.
I hate Pizza Hut.
You?
Thanks for sponsoring our pizza.
What, you're not a fan? Listen, everyone's real particular with the pizza place they like. You don't like Pizza Hut?
No,
What do you like?
I don't like any ordering pizza. I don't like Domino's. It's all just grease.
You
I
don't like order in pizza?
I don't like
What do you like a
gays.
fancy pizza restaurant that you go to and sit down?
So what's
and
your favorite?
tablecloths?
Have you ever been to Buffalina? The place good.
No.
What is that? What is that?
You don't
local?
like it?
No.
That's good pizza,
It's
man.
like way too pretentious and like way too fancy. Like they have that one that's like a salad pizza.
Even the name Buffalo.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's like the one that you can't see the fucking pizza. 'cause
That's
it's
some
buried under a
delicious
arugula.
leaves on that pizza.
Awful.
There's a pizza I think you would like that. I forget the restaurant, but it's in Canada. It's a poutine pizza.
Ooh,
So there's
pizza.
French fries and gravy and melted cheese.
that sounds gross.
It's actually terrible.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not good.
I was telling Barbara earlier today. Sorry, I don't want to derail too long from your.
Somebody's like
from your
literally,
list.
please tell us why Matt's insane on Twitter.
I was telling Barbara earlier today that I reached a new level in like social awkwardness and social anxiety.
You?
So there's a bunch of services you can use in Austin to get things like takeout food delivered to you that places that normally don't deliver, and there's another service you can order groceries and they'll come and they'll like you just pick all the groceries you want online. Someone goes, buys all the groceries and brings them to your house and gives
You're
them
talking
to you.
about Instacart.
Yes.
Everyone in this office uses Instacart. I haven't been to a grocery store in like 3 months at this point.
It's amazing.
I
It's
made
awesome.
an Instacart order over the weekend, and I thought, God, I really don't want to see this person. Like,
You
is
don't
there-
want to see the delivery person?
No, I was like, is there a way I can get my groceries delivered and not have
Gus.
to see them?
Is
so
it
in
a
the special
specific
notes,
person?
in the notes, I put, please do not knock on my door or ring my doorbell. Just leave the groceries on front of my door and send me a text when you're gone.
Did you really do that?
Yes,
Did
and
they do
did
that?
it.
Oh
Oh my god.
I was like, I didn't have to see anybody. I just opened my door and food was right there.
You know
That's the dream. That's the ultimate dream.
No,
though.
it's not. What
That's
does that
really
You don't
weird.
have to
mean?
deal with a single human being. You get your food, and you don't have to even
Like,
leave your house or talk to
honestly,
anybody.
I would prefer that, but I would be way too scared to ask for them to just leave it and silently walk away.
I knew they were coming. Like I saw them pulling up in their cars. Like, oh, I gotta hide.
But you could also track it though, so you know when they arrive at your house and when your groceries are actually delivered.
Well, they will. They have an option now where you can turn it off. Before, it's like you would have replacements if things weren't available, and they would call you from the store and say, "Oh, I couldn't get the whatever. I couldn't get the yogurt with the cherry mix-ins. All I could do is to get the one with the blueberry mix-in. So is that okay?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's fine, whatever." And I unchecked that box, like, just replace it. Don't call me. I don't want to know. Just show up at the front door and like, just tell me what you had to replace stuff with. I don't care. And then of course I realized now I have to have the conversation face to face when they tell me everything they replaced. Now they show up at the door, but I don't tell them to like stand in my front yard and push the food to the front door with a stick or anything like that.
That's not a bad idea. I should just like I should come up with like a pulley and a cart
Yeah.
or a basket that goes out to them.
I always want to write something funny in the comments. Typically, people will ask you, like the pizza places, they ask you to draw on the package.
Yeah.
Or to draw something stupid. I just want to like make ridiculous things, like get this, get that. Do not look at the eggs. Like just don't for too long. Just like random, like basically I want to do what Gus does in real life, which is just make absurd, crazy
Only
demands of someone
crack
who's
one
doing
of
me
the
a
eggs.
service.
You should get a little dumbwaiter for your house. Do you have an upstairs?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Have them lob it in a basket and then like on a
Just pull
pulley,
it up.
just pull it up to the window.
Like the floor's lava. I can't come down.
You should install like a megaphone that like speaks outside your house, like just leave the groceries and walk away.
like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Maybe other street passing. All right. Before I go back to the math thing, though, let's get some pancakes going because this is the whole purpose of tonight.
Yes.
So,
think they're
what
on
is on the menu?
Vegan selection, strawberry lemonade,
Mm.
pumpkin. Morgan's over here cooking up blueberry.
And oatmeal raisin.
Ooh.
And
I'm
I
not
see you
touching
guys
anything
have
with
lots
raisins
of
in it.
toppings.
I'll say that right now.
Yes, and we have toppings as well.
Yeah.
When we told people this morning at the morning meeting that we were going to have some people coming down cooking pancakes for us, the first word out of Brandon's mouth was pumpkin. And I think we told him no pumpkin, but someone will have to text him.
Kirby Lane
Let him know.
has a pancake of the month or week.
We alternate pancakes of the week, and we usually have like a vegan special along with like a regular special, and then we have one seasonal pancake. Right now it's still on winter, so it's still pumpkin, but it's about to move into the spring. So
Do you have anything gluten free? Does that even exist in pancake form?
we do not with us today.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No,
don't apologize.
We offer a
It
gluten-free
means John
gingerbread.
Reisinger can't have
Yeah,
one.
we're not John.
Yeah, we're okay. I'm just curious, like, what would a gluten-free pancake be? Just like
Cardboard.
cardboard
Tears
and
of disappointment in like a circular form.
it's gotta be horrible.
Is
right?
there any food that can't be gluten free? Like, is there an all gluten food?
like wheat bread? Probably couldn't be gluten free.
Gluten can't be gluten free.
Can
Thank
you take
guys.
wheat and separate the gluten? Like if you shake it up enough or something like that.
I
Or
don't
just
even really
scrape
understand
at
what
it?
Like
gluten
boil
is.
off the gluten.
You know, Jimmy Kimmel actually did a funny bit where he'd walk around in California at like on like Hollywood Boulevard, and he'd ask people, "Are you healthy?" And they say, "Oh yeah." And they say, are you gluten free?" They go, "Oh, absolutely." You go, "What is gluten?" And nobody, to a person, nobody knew what gluten was. But they
Really?
were all absolutely gluten free.
Is it because it's too small?
What
Like
does that mean?
stuff gets too small, you don't care anymore.
It is true if it gets small enough.
Yeah. Like, I'm
Like-
sure you care about your looks, but do you care about like a really small piece of your face?
You mean like, do I care about how I look right here?
Yeah, just like
that?
right there. You don't
right
care.
here. No, I don't care. Unless you have a zit, and then you're worried about that.
Good point. Good point.
What is that, Gus?
We got some early test vegan pancakes here.
Oh,
Vegan.
what's it? So what would be a non-vegan pancake?
I guess using
Yeah, but what's it got in it?
Eggs, milk.
yeah.
Oh, right, eggs and milk. That that travesty.
Before
So
this,
this is a pancake with no eggs or no milk in it.
Yeah.
It's just like water and wheat.
And the souls of orphans.
souls of orphans.
This
That was not me.
is what I always worry about with vegan stuff. I'm always worried that like they're replacing it like just normal stuff like eggs and milk. They're replacing it with something that's a substitute that ends up being way worse. Like, and we can read the ingredients on the package. I'm sure you don't do this at Kirby Lane. I'm always worried it's gonna be like some kind of like 8-syllable chemical.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's Gus's official reaction. First pancake is pretty good.
Give me a bite of that.
You wanna buy that? Here.
All right, here's why Matt's crazy. And you guys just asked me. These are things that I think that make Matt crazy. You tell me. First of all, I've talked about this one thing before. When we were in college, Matt would play on the N64. He would play this Ken Griffey baseball game.
Oh, and just hit home runs.
Yeah, and he would play on the easiest setting, and he would play. I think it was like the Mariners were probably the best team, or the Braves were the best team on that game, and he played like the lousy, like the Kansas City Royals. I know they went to the World Series this year. They weren't good when we were in college.
What's wrong, Barbara?
And he would sit there and he would just crack home runs, and he would play the game for like 4 hours, and there's no mercy rule. And I'd walk into the living room and he'd be like up 102-1. I go, "What are you doing?" I go, "Why don't you play on a harder difficulty?" He goes, "No, I'm having a good time." And he would just sit there and like hit home runs and hit home runs.
Good training for
hours.
timing. I watched him stamp on an HDMI cable once. It was when we were filming Captain Dynamic, and he just stepped on an HDMI that was going to the monitor and like bent it. And he wasn't like, "Oh my bad." He was just like, "I need a new HDMI cable."
Let's just roll with this.
Yeah. Just so subtle, just so sort of chill about everything. I love
You
it.
know, talking about let me get closer to the mic. You can hear me. Talking about Matt playing that baseball game makes me think about when I was in Australia with Jordan, who makes animated adventures. He would get up really early in the morning, like I don't know, 4 a.m, to watch football games. Like to watch. He's a big Colts fan, so he wanted to watch the Colts game. And of course, I didn't care. I didn't wake up that early, but one morning I woke up and I was like, "Oh, I wonder how Jordan's game went." And I looked, and the Colts had won by like a crazy amount, like I don't know, 50-10 or something. I was like, "Oh, you got up early and watched the game for nothing, right? It's a huge blowout." He goes, "No, it's a good game. They scored a lot of points." I was like, "That's not the definition of a good game. It's not scoring a lot of points. It's, I would imagine."
I feel like good games are close games.
right. It would be
Yeah.
a close game. He's
Yeah.
like, "No,
national contest.
those aren't."
Give me one of these pancakes. I gotta try this
Okay.
out.
A pumpkin.
This
Do
is
you want
pumpkin.
any? Do you
Where's
want
Brandon?
any toppings?
Should we get Brandon in here?
I like how small they're making them
thank
too.
you.
Just like
You want a
tasters.
plate? You see that?
I got this. I got this.
Would you like a pumpkin, Gav?
Not really.
What else? You got anything else on that list there?
That's
Okay.
good.
You
All
want?
right.
There you go.
This is something that came up just recently. So I had to use like my phone died for something. We were somewhere and my phone died.
Rip.
So I asked Matt if I could use his phone to look something up. iPhone? All of you guys have iPhones?
Yeah.
Okay. On iPhone, you have apps and you have pages of apps. And depending on how many apps you have installed, is how many pages that you have. Like you swipe to the left to go to your next batch of apps. How many pages do you have on your phone?
3.
2.
3.
You're all the way up to 3. I keep everything on 1. Okay. And so then I use the folders to organize
Hate
everything.
Hate folders.
What is your deal? Do you just have all your apps installed like on the root and you just page between them?
Yep.
And you still only have 3 pages?
Yeah.
No, you must not have a lot.
I have one page called Apple Pap, which is all the crap that you can't delete from your phone.
So that's a
yeah,
folder.
I have a
Folder.
folder for that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the bin of like Apple forces you to use it.
Like
Matt,
iBooks and stuff.
I use his phone. He has 16 pages of apps.
What?
16 pages. Like the bottom of his phone is just pure dots.
To be fair, he has a defense for that.
What is that?
His kids play with his phone.
That would make sense, except you scroll and like page 13 is like a navigation app. I'm like, why is this app like on a page by itself in the middle of all these other pages? What's the organizational structure here? And he's like, I don't worry about it. I'm like, how do you find it? He goes, I don't worry about it.
Is he just too relaxed?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's why he's terrible at giving directions in LA. He's like, hold on.
That's right. It takes him 20 minutes. He's like, flip, 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 flip.
Well, I assume he does the searching, right? That's how he finds any app on his phone. He
I'm
doesn't actually
guessing
look
he
for it.
must use that.
Okay.
But still, you got to have some kind of structure there.
Yeah, you have to have some sort of method to your madness, I would think.
It's either like the sign of like a sick mind or just like a mind that's just like totally healthy and doesn't give a shit. Like it knows, the phone will take care of that. I get all my dots at the bottom and I'll find stuff in there.
No, that sounds about right.
My phone sucks. Like iOS 8 is the worst.
Nope,
it
you
doesn't
just have
like-
an iPhone 6.
What?
You just have an iPhone 6.
Yeah, but like I'll spotlight an app. I do that all the time to find apps quickly. like
So what's wrong
notes.
with the 6?
It's just buggy.
Well, I type
Is
in NOT for like to find notes. Nothing comes up. Have you had that?
Do you exclude apps from search?
No.
No.
I checked.
Oh,
Bad.
Can you
Bad phone.
exclude stuff from search?
I think you can.
I got a problem where, like Instacart, using as an example, is they will text you. I don't like not having a picture next to a text. So I made, for all my services, I made a contact and then used their icon for the
I
contact.
thought you were
thing.
going to say you found a random picture of a dude and like made it that
Hey,
person.
I made him stop on my doorstep and take a photo of the guy when he dropped off my
Mr. Instacart.
ribeye steak.
Ooh.
Ooh, what's that? Is that
It's a blueberry,
Blueberry
and you say vegan? Yeah.
Do you want to try the
vegan?
vegan
What?
one?
Vegan? Is this strawberry lemonade? That can't possibly taste good, but I'm gonna try it and see.
I'm going to do the blueberry.
Let me see.
I feel like we're not making use of any of our toppings, though.
Oh yeah.
Ow, it's hot. Can I have a plate?
It's good.
I'll just use this as my plate.
I've never had a lemon pancake before.
I need that back so we can get more pancakes.
I know.
Barbara.
I'm just waiting to have a plate because it's hot.
That's good. I like that.
We should have a conveyor belt.
We should get that for me. It should be like conveyor belt sushi and the conveyor
Yeah.
belt pancakes.
All right, here's the last thing on my list of the stuff that's crazy about Matt. Here's why, though, I make him navigate, even though he's really, really shitty at it when we go places, is because when he drives, he listens to the radio.
Oh, no.
But he listen to this, Barbara. I mean, you know what station he listens to? Matt listens to the scan function. He hits the scan button, and he listens to 3 seconds of every radio station. And I go, are you ever going to find... It's probably Matt calling me. I said, are you ever going to find the station you want to listen to? He goes, no, I prefer to listen to this. And I go, what? He says, yeah, because then you just get like a little taste of everything. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my
I've
life.
never heard of anybody listen to the
He
radio like
prefers
that.
to listen to the scan function.
I don't know what to think of Matt anymore.
I
This
know,
is
right?
really weird.
Yeah,
That's the
it's-
weirdest thing by far.
That
Yeah.
is the weirdest.
Is he trying to find a song he likes?
No. He really
Is
just
he
wants to
just,
hear a
like,
little bit of
scan,
everything.
And then he hears 3 seconds of a song he loves. He's like, oh man, I love that song.
You know,
It goes-
I hope we come back around the dial and get to it again before it's over.
We're just done.
He would make a perfect DJ.
I think about it like in LA, there's like 80 radio stations in LA. So it's like you go from like talk radio to classical to Tejano
I want to make
to
him
3 more Tejano stations to then classic rock.
I want to make him a mixtape now. Just like 3 seconds of everything. ever.
Do that, like do a recap for our
Is,
shows.
is
just
it
give him a
attention
blurb at a
span just
time.
really short?
Barbara, I have no idea. I've reached point I can't explain anymore. There's things about Matt. I've known him for 20 years. I just can't explain.
What's it like knowing someone for 20 years?
What's that?
What's that like?
It's a drag. No, it's good. It's actually like I actually went out with some friends recently. They're trying to get me to go do this Spartan run.
Don't do it.
You had a bunch of friends in town that did the marathon in Austin.
Yeah, they did the marathon. It was my friend Noobs and my friend Julia, who is also my brother's girlfriend.
And
they
we
were
should also
actually
point out-
sitting in the audience.
Josh Flanagan.
And Josh Flanagan did the half marathon.
He did the half marathon. Even though he's a full size dude, he did the half marathon. So he was fast as shit too.
Yeah, he did 2 hours.
You could track him on the app.
Yeah.
And the pace is he was doing like 8:30. So that let me do some math on that real quick. 8 into 60, 8 minutes 30 seconds. So he's doing about
What happened to your eyes?
8 miles an hour, right?
Don't you
8
know
miles an
Bernie's
hour.
thinking face yet after all these years?
Let me think about this. So 8 miles an hour. Well, you know, it's funny because I just got headshots done by John Reisinger, and he had me facing the sun. And I'm kind of naturally a squinty person as it is.
You don't say.
And so facing the sun, I'm like, "Merp," like just like that thin. And I'm just like, I can't do this. So we had to turn around and go the other way. And then, so to make myself feel better, I went and looked at like headshots of Clint Eastwood. That dude, Clint Eastwood is at this age, he is a walking ad for sunscreen. That guy, that's a dude who like grew up in the sun and just had like they hadn't invented really sunscreen by then.
Is he just like a piece of leather?
Yeah, he's
Over
yeah.
racing. take it and pass it on, fucking dipshit.
American icon, no question about it. But wear your sunscreen.
What do we got?
I want a blueberry because I had the strawberry lemonade.
Okay.
vegan.
I'm gonna take these two.
What was this one again?
Oatmeal raisin. That's the new one.
I don't want that one. I don't I don't like cooked raisins. two kinds of raisins I don't like. I don't like cooked raisins and I don't like uncooked raisins.
Raisin.
It's something.
So you don't like raisins?
I don't like raisins.
That's what I'm
period.
gathering.
Isn't a raisin a cooked grape?
No, it's just a dried out
It's a
grape.
dried grape.
It's an old grape.
They don't heat them up?
What do you mean?
Have it,
Oh god.
whoa!
Speaking of raisins,
It's like a burn victim.
All right, I gotta get
That guy's a
creative with this.
prune. How do you raisin?
How do you raise a raisin?
How do you make a raisin?
I think you just dry out a grape, right?
Yeah, and then you
what?
put sugar.
Well,
on
you
it.
send it
The
to
sun.
school and then you make sure it's well fed and housed.
You get in the car when it's 16. That's up. And then you cook it out.
Raise a raisin.
Barb, did you get a? Is it Canadian? Did Canadians get cars? Is that like a thing?
Yeah,
Like when you turn 16?
rich Canadians.
Oh, this is a rich thing.
Are you rich?
I didn't get a car when I
Brag
was
about it.
16. I didn't get a car when I was 16.
So it's not a common thing.
I think it's the same as America or any other country.
I don't think
Is-
it's that common in
Well,
the U.S.
Texas is a car culture. Until we were 16, most people got cars, but they were always like just the worst, like junky cars.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, my
it's
first car's when I
listen,
moved
listen,
here.
kids, we love you, but we're not going to spend a lot on your safety.
Yeah. No, I didn't. My first car was when I moved to Texas. I didn't have a car before that. I just used my parents' car.
Yeah, I'm taking this off.
My parents bought me a
Josh, wanna
car.
take off your shirt?
Woo! I'll do more than that for those. My parents bought me a car when I was 18, but they bought me a car that was manual transmission, and I didn't know how to drive manual transmission. And my dad gave it to me. I said, "But I don't know how to drive this car." He just looks at me and goes, "You'll learn."
Yeah.
Did you just
And
figure
did
it
you?
out?
Yeah,
I bet
Yeah.
you did.
Mashing the clutch.
I figured it out.
That's like the greatest anti-theft device now is a manual transmission in a car because nobody knows how to drive it anymore.
I
So
love
just
it.
get
It's
a
great.
manual car and no one will steal it.
To me, the one thing that like made a car ready to give to a teenager is as soon as the air conditioning in it went out. That's it. None of my friends had cars with air conditioning. It was terrible.
In Texas too.
Yeah, yeah. I was telling Ashley the other day. Oh, we rented this car that drove me crazy. We were in L.A. You ever drove an Impala?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So an Impala has a lot of really terrible features in it. One feature it has is that when you go over the speed limit, it gives you a warning and tells you you're over the speed limit.
How does it know you're over the speed limit?
I guess it reads the signs. My car does that
Fucking
too.
bitch.
Yeah, and it like warns you as your speed limit
You
exceeded.
need to read the signs. That's burnt into the map information.
I don't think it is.
It is.
I think it is.
GPS stuff is.
Yeah. They know which the strips of road don't change the speed limit.
Yes, they do.
Well, then they update the maps.
When they have construction, they do. When they have construction, they know it.
So
Well,
if I
why
just
would you
stood
want
at
a
the
car
side of the
that
road?
does that?
If I stood at the side of the road holding up a sign that said 10, would all the cars go?
Maybe yeah. Maybe all the automatic cars. Like my car reads all the traffic signs.
What else will it read?
What's that? War and Peace. It read Moby Dick last
Mice
week.
and
It
Men.
read 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
It liked the book
absolutely.
better than the movie.
Yeah.
The car got really wet for some reason.
It read Christine. It's a car.
Do you think they had to put down like some sort of plastic wrap on all the seats in 50 Shades of
Oh,
Grey?
here we go again with this. We're going through the exact same thing with 50 Shades of Grey that we went through with Twilight. And I know it like that 50 Shades of Grey started as a fan fiction for Twilight, right?
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly, that's how it started.
What is it about? Some sort of like rapist billionaire or something. What's it about?
Yeah, what is it about? Gavin, tell us what
I don't
50
know.
Shades of Grey
Some,
about.
like,
No,
rich
tell us.
dude.
You've heard a lot about it.
I don't know. I've never read the damn thing.
Who's the main character?
What is your interpretation of the book based on what you know, what you've heard? What is the main character?
Like
Why
a-
is
It could only end
Why
one
is
a
it
way.
rich dude plowing someone?
There you go. Why is it called 50 Shades of Grey?
I've no idea.
Okay. Can't come up with a
Is it
reason?
raining?
That's right.
Yes. I think it's based in Seattle.
Oh, I just finished eating pancakes.
No, you never finished eating pancakes.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, you guys want some in the audience over here? We got some people over here
Yeah, have a give me
visiting.
some.
You
Pass
guys
them around.
come grab some.
I think
Carb up from your marathon experience.
I have something embarrassing to admit.
Really?
I have read all 3 books of 50 Shades of Grey.
There's 3 books?
Three
I didn't even know
books.
there was 3 books. I thought it was
There are
one.
3
Is
books.
it 50 Shades of Grey, 50
There's-
Shades of Grayer?
There's 50 Shades Darker and 50 Shades Freed. I've read all 3.
So this is a franchise. There's going to be more of these movies.
Yeah, there's gonna be. I mean, assuming this one does okay,
The
there's gonna
epic
be some more
trilogy.
movies.
What? No, why is that embarrassing that you would read that?
Just because of what's associated with the books and how it's like supposed to be erotica.
Did you
and
get all
that.
hot and bothered?
That's what I'm.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's what I'm getting at here. Is that why is it like anytime there's something which is associated with women's sexuality, it becomes like this like source of ridicule. Like that was the whole Twilight thing too. They talked about all the cougars that would go watch Twilight.
Yeah, I think it's because it's known for like a lot of middle-aged women reading it and getting all hot and bothered by it, and it's like something known as your
did you have
mom's book.
Did you ever have to emergency put the book down?
No, I didn't have to emergency put the book down.
It must not be a very good book then.
I need to drink it right now.
So, there's a lot of obviously a lot of hoopla. We're even talking about it, but I read the most stupid article I think I've ever seen in my life on Mashable.
Wow.
Last week, I
What
guess
was it
they were
called?
leading up to the
This
whole
pancake
like,
is like mostly blueberry. Look at that.
that's a lot of
look at that.
blueberry.
Those are good pancakes, huh, guys?
That's why it's a blueberry pancake, not a pancake blueberry.
Are we out?
No.
No, they just
No,
passed them
they
over there.
did.
We'll get some more soon.
Peanut gallery ate some.
So I read the stupidest article I ever read on Mashable, where I guess like they're trying to tap into the whole like sexual liberation thing, like, and the article had this weird spin, like you can use household items for bedroom S&M stuff,
I thought you were gonna say masturbation.
but the list of the stuff that they said was so awful to me. Like one of the things they suggested was like to use your feather duster to like tickle your partner. I'm like, feather dusters are filthy.
Gross.
Oh my
That's
God.
disgusting.
And then another thing they suggested was like using a dog collar, like to tie someone up. Like dog collars are also dirty. It's like you
An
can-
actual
like,
dog collar,
right,
like your dog's collar.
right. Like, do you get bonus points if the collar's filthy? Like, is that
Gross.
extra kinky?
That is so gross. Hand me that bottle opener.
So I don't know if you guys saw, but a couple of the guys from Rooster Teeth dressed up in, I guess, dom and sub costumes,
Yeah.
and all went to
Good
see
fake,
the.
Barb. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the terminology is. I think it's Dom and Sub.
And they went to go see 50 Shades of Grey at the movie theater. And
Chris Damaris has good legs.
he does. He was wearing tights and a skirt. I
Oh,
think.
shit. I can actually tell you something from that. I know what you're talking about.
Give me the bottle opener.
There was a photo they posted with Chris in it, and I think it must have been Zach.
Zach Anner and Brad Anner.
So Zach's in a wheelchair. So the framing of the photo was a little bit lower to begin with because they were putting Zach in the photo with Zach and Chris next to each other. And I actually saw this, and I actually thought to myself, "Hey, who's the hot chick with Zach?" And I clicked on it, and it revealed it was
It's
Chris.
over there by Barbara.
you did not.
I actually had that moment. I
think
actually had that moment. I was like, "Way to go, Zach!" Oh, it's fucking Chris.
That's fucking awful.
Hey, it could have been worse. It could have been Josh Flanagan.
But didn't a lot of people think that Chris or the girl in the Past Cast short with Pocahontas, they thought that was Chris as a girl.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Huge insult. To
What?
that girl.
No, I mean, it
She's
kinda
actually
looked
been in
like
a couple different shorts for us. She was in that
there's a
Past
picture.
Cast one, and she. Yeah, look
Yeah,
at
there's a lot of
his
headroom
legs.
there.
Look at his legs from the waist down. That's what I saw. I saw a skirt and legs.
So you're into his legs.
What's that?
Yeah, no, he has nice legs.
I want to be clear about this. I want to be very clear about this. I was happy for my friend Zach. That was my emotion.
Sincere moment.
In its entirety. That was it. I want to be perfectly clear about that.
But I'm leading up to this because I was supposed to see Aaron that night, and I get a text from Chris that says, "I'm making Aaron a little late. I couldn't decide on a good dog collar or blouse." I had no context for it except for that text.
Aaron the dude.
Yes.
the eternal struggle.
Aaron the dude was helping Chris the dude.
I see.
Both questionable at this time.
I'm gonna
one
read
of
this
them.
here. What
How
am
many
I?
dudes do you think are disappointed when they see their wife at like 38 reading these books? And they're like, then they hear what they're about. They're like, oh, hey, you want to try that? Like, fuck no. Get away from me.
Probably 7 out of 10 disappointed.
Here, I'm gonna read this. I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Everyone here in the studio loves getting razors delivered from DollarShaveClub.com.
All right, we're getting paid.
They ship them straight to our doors for a couple dollars a month. I can't imagine shaving without them. I just have one question. Why isn't everyone a DollarShaveClub.com member?
Why not?
You don't need to worry about commitment. DollarShaveClub.com has no contracts, and if you don't want razors for a month or two, they won't send any, and you don't pay a dime. There's no hidden fees. In fact, there's no fees at all. Just pay for the stuff you order. They even have free shipping. Get their 4-blade razor and 4 replacement blades sent to your door each month for $6, including shipping. Their razors are amazing, and if you aren't 100% happy, DollarShaveClub.com will refund your money, no questions asked. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be a member of DollarShaveClub.com. Stop hesitating. Go sign up at DollarShaveClub.com/roosterteeth right now. You'll be happy you did. That's DollarShaveClub.com/roosterteeth. Fine product at a fine price. Delivered straight to you.
Shave
I
time.
can think of a person who should not join Dollar Shave Club.
Who's that?
Who's that?
If you're like the heir to the Norelco fortune. That's it. If you're not that person, you should join Dollar Shave Club.
Everyone else go for it. It's again, it alleviates my social interaction. I don't have to find someone to go open the razor case for me. It's like I just show up at home. There's razors in my right here. There's razors in my mailbox.
Hey, so we might have talked about this last time.
Gonna pass
we
it over
did
to Bernie?
pancakes. But when you see this, I'm holding a brand new, freshly opened jar of GIF peanut butter.
I knew you were going to say that.
But when you see this, when you see it's all pristine there, are you the kind of person that hates to mess that up, or you can't wait to mess
Love
that up?
it.
Love it.
Especially when there's like a silver foil seal.
Yeah?
Stab that with a knife. It's the best pop sound ever.
So you don't even take the
Ever.
foil off carefully and then you just go
ruin it.
straight through?
Ruin it.
So you even get a little tin foil buried in there.
Nah,
probably.
that never happens. Tinfoil's solid.
Probably happens.
I need to keep it straight.
Yeah, I can't. I feel bad. Like it's going to be an effort to mess this
So
up.
how do you go about tidily destroying that smoothness?
Do you like
You
go
take off
through
the
half
top
of
layer.
it and then like work on the second half from the bottom up?
Do you carve out a smiley
You mean
face?
for like peanut butter at home?
Yeah.
What I do is
Do
I
it,
take it like
demonstrate.
this
You got a
and I
knife.
slowly lick it until the texture of it changes, and then I feel comfortable doing it. Barbara, I don't do that.
I do it.
I just jam my hand in there. Let's scoop out the first half of it. No, I just do it. I just always
Could you
feel bad
finish
about
that job before the end of the podcast?
It. Oh God,
Please
no.
don't.
Don't.
Don't
Yeah, no.
contemplate
I'm trying to look at that. If I did that, let me see. There's 16 grams of fat in this thing.
That's not much.
For how many servings?
Yeah.
There's 14 servings in this, so that's 84 grams of
You
fat.
can only make 14 sandwiches with that?
That's it. That seems like.
I mean, a
14
serving
sandwiches.
is not necessarily a sandwich.
For those of you who can't see it, this is a 1 pound. That's 1 pound, huh? Doesn't. Look
I
like
assume
1
a
pound.
serving is 2 tablespoons on that jar.
So you can
yes,
shit a
you nailed
pound.
it. What?
You can shit a
Like,
pound.
you could shit that much.
I could.
So whenever people are like, oh, I lost a pound, it really doesn't count at all, does it?
They're not actually being serious, though.
Oh.
Most people lose weight the fast when
Your
they first
food's
start
not
talking about
usually
it.
a pound.
Is it not?
See, if we had shit stats, we'd know. See, now suddenly everyone's
I
interested.
think it's going to happen.
Yes.
I think it's going to happen.
With Fitbits and like everything taken
Yeah.
out, people want to measure these metrics.
Fitbits to shit bits.
We were ahead of our time. Absolutely.
What is this one? This one's got a little chunk of something in it. I think that's strawberry, right?
Shit.
Is that what I got here?
Is that the strawberry lemonade?
I'm feeling it.
There's some strawberries down here if you want to
It's
add
not
them
a-
I want to go for a strawberry
gonna
peanut
try
butter combo. Can you
I've-
slot me some peanut butter?
Here you go. I have it right here for you.
I gotta say, these pancakes are
I put- I
delicious.
I put a little bit much on it. There
Can you
go.
put...
Well done, ladies.
So that's a strawberry lemonade pancake.
I would help, but I don't
Barbara,
want
can you strawberry up my
Here,
little
see if, I can,
pancake?
see if you can land it. Here, catch it in this. Ready?
Very
Nailed
good. So earlier today, I saw a business. Well, let me start. So I had to go drive somewhere to pick up some things for the office, and I was turning out here onto the access road on I-35, just around the corner from the office. And I'm heading north on the access road, and I get to like another intersection, and I look over and I see a strip mall. 'Cause I'm stopped at a red light, and I think I've never looked at the strip mall, and I see there's a thundercloud in there, and I'm like, oh, weird! I didn't know there was a thundercloud subs out here.
Thundercloud is an awesome local sub shop.
So I start like looking at all the other stores in that strip mall while I'm waiting at the light, and one of the signs says "Naughty Cakes." I was like, I'm absolutely going in there. So like I turned up from the
Like erotic
street-
cakes?
Yeah, like a erotic bakery.
Oh, don't tell Barbara.
So I went. I was like, I'm going to buy a dick cake for the podcast tonight.
Are there other kinds of erotic cakes?
Boobies.
don't know.
Booby cake. Yeah.
Vagina?
So yeah, I pulled up.
I've never seen a vagina cake.
Cock
Is
and
there
balls?
such a thing?
I mean, yeah. I think like
A cock and
for-
balls cake is still a dick cake.
I want to say for like a pregnancy thing, they would do like a vagina
Or like a
with maybe
placenta
like a
cake.
baby coming out.
All right. Please finish your story. Please finish your story. I want to be able to eat.
Got
these
out of my
pancakes.
car, walked up to the door. They're closed on Mondays.
What?
They're closed on Mondays.
Why?
So we have no dick cake today because I don't know. It's an erotic baker's holiday.
I
They have to go Monday.
Them and barbers, they're in the same union. They
Is
can't work
Barber's
on
Monday
Monday.
or is Barber's Tuesday?
Barber's-
Bar-
bar- bar-
I was going to
Barbers
say
were Monday.
Barbara. Barbara, when you close?
all the days of the week.
So yeah, maybe. So I don't think we'll ever get it for the podcast then. Bad timing.
I actually asked our two ladies over there if I could make a dick pancake or if they could make one, and they said they couldn't, but they wouldn't be opposed to me going over and doing it.
You should be
so
opposed to that. You guys have a reputation to uphold.
They can't or they won't.
I think they won't.
I think Barbara's done that every year we've done this. All right, so I'm trying Nutella. It's going to be a flavor sensation. I have Nutella, peanut butter, strawberry and lemonade. Vegan.
You
I don't
want
know,
a
is
straw-
Nutella vegan?
Put one little strawberry on it.
I think I threw my vegan streak off here. That hurt. Nope, skim milk. I'm out.
Oh.
I'm out, I'm out of the vegan club.
Put one on.
What's that?
I'll throw it into your mouth.
Hold
Ready?
on. It fell down the seat.
Bef-
Open
I
your
got
mouth.
it. All right.
Open your gob.
No, God.
Right-handed.
All right, ready? Missed entirely.
I can get it if you stay exactly still.
Oh,
Hold on.
right in the eye. Before the podcast started, Gavin got a blueberry and he tossed it up really high and he opened his mouth to grab it and it hit at the perfect angle where it went right down straight into his throat.
Oh, really?
It hit my uvula. I think like my uvula was hit it, the blueberry hit it, and like the momentum caused me.
Did you shoot back out?
No. Show me the
He
gag.
started
You swallowed the
gagging and
blueberry
running
without
around like
chewing?
a lunatic.
I'm not sure I could swallow one whole. You know, a baby had twins the other day.
What? Oh.
Oh,
Did you read about that?
whoa, hold on a second. Twitter.
You right?
If you're tweeting to me, when I asked and said I'd never seen a vagina cake, I'm covered now. Thank you. I've got it.
Ooh, I want to see.
Oh, they put the things
You
in.
sure?
Yeah.
There's a whole feed of these things.
Was that baby coming out?
Pregnancy.
There was a baby's
You're right.
head coming out.
Yeah, baby's head coming out. It's a miracle life.
Was there a real baby?
What? No, it's not a real baby. Think they baked a real baby into a cake?
Well, strippers jump out of cakes all the time. What are you talking about?
Why would they put a real baby in a
Wouldn't that be
cake?
awesome if that's how you had a baby?
What's wrong with a real? How funny would it be? A real baby in a veg cake.
It'd be a great way to introduce a sibling to their new younger sibling. It's like, let's eat this cake. Oh no, there's a baby in it.
Eat the baby.
I think that's been done.
Whoever gets the
Since the-
slice with the baby in it, then they're
I
pregnant.
hope
Since
it
the
hasn't
start of
been done.
time and now, a baby has emerged from a veg
That's
cake.
probably the origin of king cake, right? Isn't there like a little baby in the king cake?
Yeah, little baby
What's
in there.
king cake?
It's like another Mardi Gras thing.
You're not familiar with that? So you guys have Shrove Tuesday.
Yeah, and you have king cake.
I think it's a French thing, right? It's a Creole thing.
I think so.
So it's king cake. They bake a plastic baby figurine into the cake,
Oh,
and then they all eat it. And then whoever gets the baby,
Dies.
whoever gets the baby in their slice of cake, something happens.
I think they have a
think
baby.
They have to make the cake.
They have to make a baby. They have to have the party.
They have to have the party. Oh, Gus, you would hate that tradition.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it combines everything I hate. Seeing other people and having parties
And finishing a piece of cake.
And eating babies.
and babies. It's a
you
trifecta.
do need to have a party at your new place though,
No, I don't.
because your parties you typically do one per house. They're always great.
No, I didn't do one last house.
You know
Do it
who
yourself.
else needs to have
One
a party?
every other house.
You do. You need to have a
I'll
housewarming
have one.
party.
What are you doing?
Absolutely.
What?
That's my like. Listen here. Listen to what Barbara's about to say.
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
Here's how sad my relationship with Gavin has gotten. Is that I've seen the outside of his house because I've dropped him off. I'm good enough to do that.
Hey-o.
But I've never been inside the house, and I'm slowly learning about your house through various photos that you guys post
Yeah.
on social media. Like I was like,
Haven't
last night I
posted
got to
many.
see your kitchen.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because you guys were playing.
And living room.
Dan, what were you guys playing? Where's Dan?
Dan, I think
Borderlands?
left.
You were playing
Yeah.
Borderlands?
Playing Borderlands.
Yeah.
Tony
Yeah.
and Dan and me. We set up an old school LAN party because we like the past.
Isn't that fun?
It's really fun.
That's really fun. That's the way Teddy
That's
and I
something that's
play
been
Destiny.
stripped. Like split screen gaming. Split screen gaming is like it's only good on Nintendo these days, and System Link is gone from all the modern games except for like Call of Duty or something. I don't know. Sucks.
Cool of
I'm like
Duty.
having a bunch of Xboxes and TVs in the same room.
Well, it's
Screw
one of
the
those things.
internet.
It's like I get the nostalgia that it's gone because I like to have people in the same room playing as well. But how many people actually do that anymore?
Yeah.
With like PSN and Xbox Live.
I don't
people
care.
So why build? It's got to be hard to build in a version of the game where you can play 2 of the games at one time. That's got to be a
Or
really
4 even.
or 4 up to 4 at one time. That's gonna be a really difficult process to make that.
Talking about split screen.
I am. Thank you.
Very good.
You're not
I
playing.
was talking about the thing that we're talking about. That's what I was
You
doing.
could have been talking about System Link.
What's that?
No, never mind.
No.
But really, you're just looking at the game, the same game from 4 different angles.
Right, but it's rendering everything 4 times.
Yeah. You're still taking 4 sets of input and then rendering that world.
Yeah, just cut the frame rate in half.
Cut the frame rate down?
Yeah, well, that's what they do when it's split screen, isn't it? Like, there's no
They were
4-player split screen where every view is 60 frames a second. That's never
yeah, but
happened.
they also cut a lot of visual effects down and like
Yeah, there's less pixels.
It's smaller.
yes, it is smaller.
You say it like that.
One thing I didn't like about when we went from SD to HD is there were a lot of games that did split screen down the middle vertically. Didn't like that.
I don't like
much.
that either.
Yeah.
Why?
I would prefer the super wide split it
Depends
horizontal.
on the game.
I would think it would
What?
make sense if you're sitting on either side. Like one person has one side of the screen, one person has the other side of the screen.
Yeah, I just could never get used to it. I couldn't.
For
adjust.
FPS, it makes no sense because you want to see your peripherals.
Yeah,
For a
that's
racing
true.
game, Who cares what's next to you? It's all about what's in front of you. So,
So you
make
want
it
the
longer.
vertical
Yeah.
one. There's something to give you a choice. I played Lego games with my kids, and they came up with a dynamic one where the split rotates
What?
and follows you. It's hard to explain.
Well, so if you go to the left of someone, you'll be on the left.
If I went to the left and JD or Teddy went to the right, it would split straight down the middle. But then if we walked in the world and we walked I walked north and he walked south, the line would rotate.
I want to throw up already.
Oh yeah, it was rough. And then as you approach each other, then it would just disappear.
It's cool.
Merge the screens back
It's an
together.
interesting idea, but yeah, that would make me nauseous.
Luckily, you can turn it off and just we'll split it down the middle. And that's it.
That's so weird.
Do a hard split. Yeah, it's a dynamic split screen. Yeah, it was really strange, but it was cool. I mean, at least it was innovative. I'm sure there's some people that wish that was in every other game.
There you go.
Oh,
I'm
this is a dream. Just
floored
food
by
is
this
just showing up.
constant stream of pancakes that just show up.
Yeah, not having to do anything either.
Last year would get thrown off by me jabbering instead of making my s'mores.
And also
pancakes.
the hot plate getting cool because you forgot to turn it back on.
That
Because
happens.
it turns off after a while.
That happens. I still have that hot plate at my house.
Used to things not being turned on around you?
What's that? How dare you?
Speaking of
Who
50
you were
Shades of Grey.
talking to?
So that movie opened, what they do, $90 million, I think?
What's that?
They
50
did less
Shades of Grey?
than Passion of the Christ, apparently. Because
What is that comparison?
Yeah, why would you compare those movies?
I don't know. Because there was a thing on Reddit about how, Jesus beats sex or something like that. There's some
Jesus?
weird
From
comparison.
10 years ago? Exactly.
Passion of the Christ?
Jesus was from longer ago than that.
Yeah, but Passion of the Christ.
When did that come out?
A long time ago. That's a Mel Gibson movie. Mel Gibson hasn't been marketable in a long time.
I don't know.
Really,
I
are
just
talking
read the
like
title.
Mel Gibson was the original Jesus.
What's that? No, that was Jim Caviezel. Played Jesus in that. Yeah, it was.
Why are you laughing at that?
Because I'm not talking about some movie. I'm talking about Jesus.
I don't think Jesus had a box office opening. No. It's like how do you
We all know the story.
calculate 20 shekels
he was-
for inflation?
We all remember the story. Christmas Eve, he appeared in that cake in the manger. So long ago.
I think it was just comparing two shitty movies.
Straight blasphemy.
with each
The
other.
Immaculate Cakeception.
Yeah.
I've come to the conclusion that
That's
Animals.
a weird comparison, though.
those two movies.
Yeah.
I think
don't
they're
get
just
it.
comparing two shitty movies.
Wouldn't you compare Passion of the Christ to Temptation, Last Temptation of Christ? That would be a comparison. They have nothing to do with each other. Nothing to do with each other at all.
I mean, I didn't write the article.
Yeah, but you're,
Oh,
you're the one
man.
bringing it up, so we're gonna
Yeah.
yell at you.
Well, it's just like a representation of how badly the movie did.
$90 million is a great opening.
Is it?
That's phenomenal.
I guess so.
You guess? Oh my god!
I guess 90 million's okay.
I don't think that movie cost $90 million to make. They made
Probably
all their
not.
money back in a weekend.
I did find out though that the two main characters in that movie actually hate each other in real life. So apparently, there's a lot of scenes that they had to reshoot because
The
there
actors
was
or the main characters?
the actors.
Okay.
Yeah, the people who played the main characters.
Gotcha. They
So-
hate each other in real life?
Yeah,
What's it? Why?
they didn't get along or something, and so there's a lot of scenes they had to reshoot because there was no chemistry.
I've heard that
I know too much about this movie and
yeah, I
series.
know. You know a
apparently.
lot about you read all 3 books. Hand me those chocolate chips, would you?
No.
I'm not gonna put them on a pancake. I'm just gonna eat chocolate chips. I've given up all hope. Oh. Who about these chocolate chips?
I don't
Who
know.
did this?
Does that affect the
Mariel,
whether
did you buy those?
Mariel, is it you?
Mariel's shaking her head no.
No.
She's crossing her arms.
So instead of Nestle chips,
She
you bought
said
the
yes.
off-brand just.
She was on
You're
her
on a
budget.
budget.
What'd you say?
Our
a quarter?
really, our time's this tough. We got to get the generic chocolate chips. Is that what's going on here? Thanks, full screen.
But those budget cuts got that full screen money coming in. I see we still got name brand Nutella and GIF over there.
I know. It's like when you go to the store and your mom will come back instead with Fruit Loops, you come back with rainbow rings. And it's like that huge bag. It's like the 5-gallon size.
Yeah, it doesn't
bag.
even come in a box. It's just a bag.
It's just a bag.
Cardboard's expensive these days.
Strap it on.
What is the budget of this podcast? This actual one episode.
I don't know.
Mariel, what was your budget? Oh, you're a liar.
She's
She went-
thinking.
20
bucks?
We spent more on Mardi Gras decorations. The light bulb's burned out, by the way, Mariel. Got to replace that.
Solve all of our problems right now, Mariel.
Also, this is weird.
They're really good.
No, they're milk chocolate chips.
What's wrong with that?
No, chocolate chips shouldn't be milk chocolate. They should be dark chocolate.
Pass
You're,
over.
you're a lunatic.
Semi-sweet.
Stop saying
Pass 'em.
weird things and lunatic things.
You have when have you ever had a milk chocolate chip cookie?
Every single
Never,
time.
ever. Never in 1,000 years. Not even in
you have
England. years.
semi-sweet.
Hey,
That's what you normally eat, semi-sweet. That's
Yeah.
like the more common chocolate chip.
now you're talking crazy.
Milk chocolate, real milk chocolate.
Prepare to be disappointed.
As opposed to fake milk chocolate.
Make Gavin eat it. Gavin gets so upset about American chocolate.
It's so bad. Hershey's is the worst. They put a bunch of like earwax in it or something to keep. It tastes like wax.
You wouldn't.
It tastes like wax and vommy aftertaste. You know when you've thrown up like half an hour ago? It tastes like that. And I read as well, it's because this place is hot, and they do that to give it a higher melting point than English and European chocolate.
They make it taste like vomit.
Yeah.
I ordered some.
They have to add a
M&Ms.
chemical to it, and that chemical is very similar to the chemical in vomit that gives it that pungent smell.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you serious?
Yeah, I read about this like 2 weeks ago, and that's why Europeans say that our chocolate tastes
Yeah.
like vomit because chemically,
It tastes like chund.
the thing they add to it is very chemically
How does that
similar to
taste?
vomit.
How disappointing would that be to try chocolate and it tastes like vomit?
Also,
Tastes perfectly fine to me.
The first ingredient in English milk chocolate is milk,
want
and the
these.
first ingredient in American milk chocolate is sugar.
The first ingredient in everything made in America is sugar.
These are terrible. The pancakes are great. These chocolate chips are terrible.
Yeah. And the
I think they're fine.
milk
Take them
chocolate
then, please.
I did. I was forced. No!
Oh my god,
That's great.
Gavin.
Gavin will have to clean that up.
Yeah, that's the
You're
best
gonna
part.
get melted chocolate in the carpet.
Do you think
Take
it's
the pancakes.
tough to go to work? Like, say you work at, what is that, Hill Country Fair. You know you're not Nestle. You know you're not, Hershey's. You got to go to work every day, and you know you're making the knockoff thing. You know you are every single day. Does that wear on a person, do you think?
No, I mean
No,
you're
I bet
working
you
at a
take
chocolate
pride.
factory.
You take pride?
Yeah, I bet you're like, there's the bar, let's try and reach it.
Yeah.
Gives you a goal. What do you think the people
while
at,
still being $1 less?
what do you think the people at Hershey are doing? They're just like, there's nowhere to go. We own chocolate.
We're at the top of our game.
They could
You think-
aspire. Man, I talked about it already on the podcast. The fucking chocolate in New Zealand, the chocolate milk everyone was
Yeah.
freaking out over.
How was it?
It was so fucking good. I know why they were freaking out over it. I bought on the way back. I must have looked like a maniac, like going through the duty free in New Zealand. I bought every fucking chocolate bar in that airport.
Do you have to swear about it?
I went to every store I could and bought every bar.
Do you still have any?
No,
What
I
are
had
you
it
talking
all. What is it? Whitman's chocolate in New Zealand.
Oh, right.
So fucking good.
And dark chocolate's poisonous.
Well, New Zealand is a dairy country. They have tons of dairies there.
Have you ever had chocolate from Germany?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Isn't all the
Or
Kinder
anybody.
stuff from Germany?
Possibly.
I don't know.
I've had
Kinder's
Swiss chocolate. Where's Toblerone from? Is that Swiss?
Toblerone?
Toblerone. That's Toblerone? What crazy mispronunciation that was. Wow.
It was.
Couldn't call the cops.
uh,
I always associate it as being, it's going to sound weird, but I associate it as being Argentinian because the kid who lived across the street from me growing up was from Argentina, and they always ate Toblerone.
so racist. So
Wow.
racist.
Did you ever get the giant Toblerone?
Always.
I'm talking the big one in the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a disappointment, though, right? Isn't it just filled with a bunch of regular-sized Toblerones?
No.
No, it's just the giant triangles.
No, it's like
No,
it's
it's just
four mini ones in
Yeah.
a pyramid.
Is it?
yeah.
Well, there is a big one.
What
But the
a rip
big
off.
ones are a bunch of little ones.
That's,
There
I
are,
would be
although
so friggin' mad.
The regular size one, they do a really long one where it's like Toblerone and on and on, and it just says that on the thing, and it goes on for
It's
a
just
really
a
long time.
longer Toblerone.
Yeah, it's really long. Like you
Chocolate
could kill
and
someone
puns.
with it.
You know, sometimes we don't get like everything they get in other countries here. Like I've seen other versions of candies in different places. The same thing with cars too. There's like different versions of cars that we don't get in the US.
Yeah.
Like there's a Mercedes A series. There's a BMW 1 series. We don't get those
The
here.
Mercedes
Well-
A series, I think, is marketed as the smart car, isn't it?
What smart car?
The smart car, smart, the shitty little car to goes.
That's a Mercedes?
Yeah, it's that's what is
Well, there
normally the A class. Like they won't make
There
they
are
won't
smart cars in Europe.
Oh.
though.
they won't sell the A class in the US because they want Mercedes to still be like a premium brand here. They don't want to sell like a low cost car.
It's our
You
luxury.
know, there's not many hatchbacks here. Like in the UK, a Honda Civic is like a cool looking little car. In America, it's an ugly piece of shit.
Hey, I have a Honda Civic.
Oh,
Not all Civics are hatchbacks though.
There's a Honda hatchback that's called the Fit.
But like
the one with the rocket door handles.
in Japan though, I was gonna go back to candy thing here. You get like green tea Kit Kats,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
You really think
Or
I'm crazy piece of shit?
wasabi Kit Kats I brought back from Japan. That
Those are delicious.
you like that?
Yeah.
They're awful.
I would not eat that every day, but it's interesting to try.
It was interesting to try. We don't have anything like we don't have that here.
Barbara bought some crispy M&Ms.
That's why I was asking if anybody had chocolate from Germany, because I went online to Amazon and looked for crispy M&Ms because I really wanted them. And I ordered a bag.
Did
and
you
it was,
really want them, or did you really want them 2 days from now? I mean, what? Who goes shopping for candy?
I
on
didn't know
Amazon?
we had
I
them
do.
back
I
in the
import
US.
all kinds of crap.
What if I say I really want something? I don't go mail order it from Amazon.
No, that means you really want it. If you're planning ahead to eat something, you really want it.
I'm planning to want
I
it.
didn't know we had them back in the US again.
Yeah, the crispy M&Ms just
They only
relaunched in
just
the
came
US.
back.
They weren't available
Okay.
for years.
So you got them shipped from?
I thought like an American warehouse or something.
Yeah.
But apparently I ordered them from Germany
Whoa.
because
fine.
they were $10 for like just not a normal size bag, but like a kind of a bigger bag.
I know. I was eating it before we got the podcast. I just go in your office all the time for snacks.
I know
What did you think about them?
No, those I now have a normal bag.
Oh, we
in
don't
here.
have a normal
I
bag
threw
yet.
out the Germany ones because they were weird tasting.
But they old.
No.
It's an homage to the rock towers that are next to us.
Wow, look at that.
We've entered the creative phase of pancake making.
I'm full.
Those
I'm gonna bring it over here.
those German crispy M&Ms were gross.
Gross,
Gross.
right?
I
Were
was
they just
eating a
old
bunch.
and minging?
I don't know. They had like a weird texture to them. They weren't right.
The chocolate tasted really off.
Oops.
Oh no, the rock towers.
No, we're good.
At first, Mariel again, she said they're an homage to the rock tower. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Then I looked in the monitor. I was like, oh, the rock tower.
Should we pass the audience some more?
You guys want some more? We have a little silver platter here. That's nice.
We should do like the
Apparently,
cannons that they have at
Mariel's
festivals.
budget for platters was just off the charts. We got
Well,
a
that's why we couldn't afford
silver
the good
platter to
chocolate
put our
chips.
So
off-brand
fancy.
chocolate chips on.
This is plastic though.
No, they don't ruin the illusion.
Oh.
Is it plastic? How do you tell?
I mean, it's
No,
pure silver.
it's metal.
It's metal.
Is it? Oh, I didn't tap it. I just
Either
looked
way, it's more expensive than a paper plate. We could have afforded the buck for the Nestle Toll House. That's all I'm saying.
Nestle Toulouse.
Oh, that's theirs? I'm sorry, I was banging on it.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful plate.
You know, Europeans always make fun of Americans for being fat. Europeans eat the fuck out of Nutella. And this is not good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like
But
they,
it's made with nuts.
but they, yeah, right. What's in this thing? Sugar, first ingredient. Palm oil. They say you're not supposed to eat anything with palm oil in it.
Doesn't
What
that
is that,
kill
like-
orangutans or something?
Not palm oil, but
harvesting.
cutting down their,
Yeah.
their
Kills
habitat does.
orangutans. It's a
Orangutan.
Major cause of
Orangutan.
deforestation. They say, but I've never run into a palm tree forest. I don't know where.
Have you ever run into an orangutan in the wild? I
No.
mean,
That's an animal I would not want to run into.
Dan told me an amazing story about a gorilla. Apparently, you can teach. You're right.
Yeah, fine.
You can teach a gorilla.
Was it cross-eyed? Because that would be an amazing story.
Apparently, you can teach a gorilla to communicate with sign language and have like real full-on.
Who doesn't know that?
Yeah, right.
Dan had to tell you that?
But here's how smart the damn gorilla was. The gorilla liked cats, and the gorilla
wow,
one day.
so smart.
how does a gorilla know what a cat is?
If it knows what sign language is, it knows what a cat is. It's a fluffy little cute thing in the corner.
Not necessarily.
A
I mean, we went
gorilla.
from the jungle to the lab. I'm sure they're not like doing a field study where they're out there teaching it sign language in the woods, wherever they live, jungle. So what? Maybe they see. I guess they would see a puma or like a jaguar or something like that out there.
let him finish the story. I want to
Go
make
ahead.
fun of him.
And then the gorilla accidentally broke a sink that was in the cage that it was in. And when the humans came back, the gorilla blamed the cat with sign language.
Oh, did it? The
Yeah,
cat broke the
it was like
sink.
explaining to the humans that the kitten broke it.
Was it like
That's a smart gorilla.
broken or like ripped off the wall?
Like pulled it off the wall.
The kitten
know,
Cat jumped in it too
It's like
hard.
that cat, that video of the cat knocking the glass off the table.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. The cat's like up there at the sink. They're like, no. The girl's like, no. The cat's like,
I just love the idea of a gorilla going like, he did it.
So they learn blame.
Mm.
That seems like a really human trait.
Well, I mean, yeah.
they're like 99%.
Well, what else
Yeah.
can you talk to a gorilla about?
I don't know. What would you talk?
What
would you-
top five
what-
things you could talk to a gorilla
What would you
about?
ask a gorilla? No, you got one question you can ask a gorilla, or one thing you say to a gorilla. What do you say?
And like,
Sign language, dummy.
you wasted your question. Girl would be like, what the fuck is this?
I would like to wish for more wishes, please.
The gorilla would
The
say,
gorilla just goes,
"Listen to this crazy bitch. What's he doing?" What would you ask a gorilla? Got one question.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you ask a gorilla? Do you get tired of eating bananas? Do gorillas eat bananas? I don't know.
That could be your question. Do
I
you
don't know
eat
anything
bananas?
about gorillas.
well, they say that thing about the lions, right? Like if you and a lion spoke English, you still wouldn't be able to understand the lion.
We've talked about this before. It still doesn't make sense to me.
Because your frames of reference is so different. Like
Nope.
a lion won't care about what you care about, or neither would a gorilla.
Wouldn't that then mean that we wouldn't have the same language? Right?
Well, the language is words, isn't it?
Language is words. So if I can speak to a lion, we would understand each other. I don't buy this.
What would the lion talk about?
Meat.
Eating stuff.
Being hungry.
Chasing stuff down.
Not being a vegetarian.
It would talk to me about vegan. So he'd be like, "Is this vegan?"
It would not tell you how good the
Gazelle?
vegan pancake was.
Be like, it'd talk to me about its gluten-free
Yeah.
diet. is
I
what it'd
probably
tell me.
honestly wouldn't talk to a gorilla if I had the option.
Good call.
Wouldn't even bother.
You wouldn't ask it anything. I think I would ask a gorilla, "What do you hope for?" I'd be curious if like there's any kind of concept.
Does
of,
it know
like,
what hope is?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what that ask it to see if it would know that. Like, what is? Does it look forward to anything at all, or is it just like just right now? Blame the sink on the cat. Like, is it just like whatever's in front of it? Because it had to formulate that plan, right? Like,
Yeah,
it
that's
was like,
quick thinking from that gorilla.
God, animals are crazy like that. Where I was telling Ash about a dog I used to have, a pointer, which is a really beautiful dog, but it's a sport dog, which means it's fucking hyper.
A pointer?
Pointer. It's like one of those brown-headed dogs, and it like goes
Tells you where
stiff. And it would do that too. It was like genetically, if it saw something like one of the cats, it would go and like point at it and like stiffen up and like.
You never seen that?
No.
Like normally they'll raise like one paw up and they just like they look at it and their tail goes straight. It's like they're an arrow
I
basically.
feel like I've only seen that in cartoons.
Seen it in
Yeah,
Tom and Jerry
they
for sure.
put them in cartoons a lot,
Yeah.
and they point and stuff. But they actually just like they just point their heads at stuff and hold perfectly still. And
I
their-
love
their
that
tail goes
instinct
straight.
stuff in animals.
It's crazy. That stuff's crazy. Instinct. Like, how did that stuff get passed along genetically?
Like we were talking the other week about how a kangaroo knows to get born and then immediately go into the pouch.
Right.
Nobody tells it
It
how to do
learns
that.
to get
All the
born.
ones that didn't know that are gone. They didn't make it.
And baby koala bears know to eat shit
What?
from their mother. Apparently, like eucalyptus leaves are so low in nutrients that a baby kangaroo can't even like deal with all the crap that's in eucalyptus leaves.
A baby kangaroo.
What did I say?
We know what you mean. We know
You mean
what you mean.
koala?
Baby koala. So it just has to eat the shit from the mother.
Fucking gross.
Fecal pap.
Oh my
Is what it's
god.
called.
Why wouldn't
Does the
so
mother
koala
feed
doesn't nurse? I mean, human babies can't eat anything either, but they don't eat poop.
Oh, there's a pointer.
Is this a pointer dog?
That's the point. That's exactly. That's Annie looked a lot like that. They're showing it. Patrick put up a picture of a pointer. That dog. One day I came home, and this is at the first house where we started. The company started Red versus Blue. One day I came home, and I was in the front entryway, and there's this like foam, like little chunks of foam, and it was all over the entryway. And I'm like, "What is this?" And then I walk. Kind of a big house. I walk in the living room. Place is covered in foam. There was chunks of that foam in every room of that house. Every room.
So the actual physical pieces of foam.
Like physical piece of foam. And there's
wasn't like the-
upstairs. There's an upstairs. Like it somehow got upstairs as well.
So it wasn't like it had rabies and was foaming. It was actual foam.
It was
chunks.
like chunks of like insulation foam or something. I'll tell you what it was. The living room couch. The dog had decided, fuck this couch. And it ate all the way through the couch. Like from the top where the cushions you sit on, it just like drilled down through the couch, like through the springs, where if you stood over the couch, it looked normal on the left and normal on the right, but in the center, you could see straight through to the floor.
Was it trying to bury something in there?
Barbara, I have no idea.
What
I
made
have
it
no
stop?
clue.
What made it stop at the floor?
I don't know. And the dog, it wasn't like I got home and the dog was like, "Arr," you know, like tearing up the couch. It was in the corner. Like it must have gone on like a bender and like for 3 hours torn up that couch and then had like this moment where I was like, what the fuck am I doing? It's like, this is going to be terrible. And it just went in the corner and sulked and I couldn't get it out of the corner for like 6 hours.
Was its ears really low?
Oh yeah. It was like hiding. And like you try to look at it and it would look away. Like it wouldn't make eye contact with you. Her name was Annie. Annie the dog.
Annie the
That dog
bitch.
had an alternate name, didn't it? Or was that am I thinking of a different one?
You think I'm Muddy?
No, I'm thinking of Zazu.
Zazu. Oh yeah, Zazu was that dog's name.
That dog was originally called Zazu.
Because that's close to Annie.
Well, I want to name it Zazu.
Because
And,
you like Rowan Atkinson?
What's that?
What?
Is that
I
Rowan
think
Atkinson
it's
naming
time that
Zazu?
you and I arranged a heart-to-heart.
Yeah.
From Lion King. Zazu?
That's what that's from, right?
No.
The bird, Zazu?
This would have been before Lion King, right? Maybe?
No, it would have been after Lion King.
There's a character in Lion King named Zazu?
The blue bird.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The one that's
I
always
didn't
trying to
watch
teach
it.
a lesson?
I didn't know
I
that.
was too old to watch Lion King. You guys were probably
You've
young
never
enough.
seen Lion King.
I know he lifts up the cub and all that stuff.
Hamlet,
but-
isn't it?
What?
Isn't it Hamlet?
Yeah, I think it is an allegory for Hamlet.
I never thought of it that way.
Me neither.
Yeah, like I saw all the classic Disney films, which probably for you classic is like
Old.
Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast.
You know,
but-
when they finally added sound, those are the ones we grew up with.
I saw Steamboat Willie. But yeah, I saw Little Mermaid, and then like I wasn't interested in watching animated movies after that. Like there was no.
Oh my god! But have you seen Aladdin at least?
I've seen pretty much all of them at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's different when you see them when you're older. It's not like you're
Yeah, it's even
a
better.
stupid kid that watches it over and over.
You don't realize how many
Stupid
sexual jokes are in those Disney movies until you're older.
You think there's a lot of sexual jokes?
Just like mature jokes
Oh, okay.
that you only get once you're like over the age of 18.
Well, I think like people look for sex stuff in Disney movies.
Well, yeah.
Why?
People have a
What
lot
do
of
you
free
mean? What does
time.
that mean? Well, yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to be creepy.
I know you worked really well.
Yeah, you know.
I can't wait for the Mickey Mouse 50 Shades of Grey crossover.
You hate human contact, right?
I hate human contact.
Have you ever had a massage?
Have I ever had a massage? Yes, I have.
Did you like that?
It put me to sleep. I passed out.
I had my first one the other day as a Valentine's Day gift
How was that?
from Meg, and I was worried about it because I didn't want to be spoken to. I didn't want them to talk to me
Yeah.
while they were rubbing me. And Meg was like, "They probably won't talk to you if you give like really short answers. They'll just shut up. Maybe ask you about pressure and stuff." I laid down in the thing, put my face in the hole, got my kit off and that, left my boxers on. The woman comes in and starts rubbing me and then says, "What do you think it would be like if there were no jobs and nobody had to work and there were no jobs?" I was like, "What are you on about?" She was like, "Do you think there would be war?" I was like, "What is happening? Is this what happens all the time?" And she went on for 20 minutes asking me all these like weird questions and like trying to figure out politically where I was on certain
I've
subjects.
never
and
heard of
stuff.
that happening to
Yeah,
someone during a
immediate.
massage.
Didn't say hi. Didn't say I'm going to start on your back or anything. How's the pressure?
Are you sure
Went
that was the masseuse
straight
that came in, not like a fan that was just like wandered into your room?
And I got out and told Meg, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I've never heard of that before."
No.
She went on, and I was livid. I was there like this. It's like, yeah, I guess it'd be weird. I get maybe there would be war
You should
still.
have pretended to be asleep.
And then I was like, yeah, I guess people still would go to war because people like fighting for stuff. And she'd be like, well, what would they be fighting for? Nobody needs money. I was like, I don't know. Why are you giving me this situation? I don't care.
Stressing you
What are you
out.
talking about?
You could always say like, well, people go to war because they would get upset because people interrupted their fucking massage.
Yeah. Take you to war right now.
Tell you a secret there. This is a little Gus trick for you. If they try to talk to you too much, just act like you're asleep.
Well, I'd been on the table for a minute. I don't
No.
think I could have been snoring already.
Oh, I can totally do that. I can fall asleep in a minute. You guys have seen me do it on a plane.
Yeah, we've seen you fall asleep before we boarded the plane.
What
You
is it
boarded
about a
before us.
plane? Like, it's not comfortable at all.
I think it's the white
But
noise.
I can sleep even before you take off. Like instantly, I can close my eyes and fall asleep. I'm not tired. Like I could have slept 10 hours the night before. I get on a plane. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Maybe it's just like the really stuffiness of it, and everything's kind of like jammed in together, so you almost feel like you're in a cocoon.
I don't know.
Cozy.
I'm trying to come up with an excuse. I don't have one.
Can we go back to cars for 1 second?
Sure, I love cars.
So there's a lot of cars in LA, and it's a car culture, and people try to get really fancy cars.
Worst traffic in the country, isn't it?
You know what? I listen. I always made fun of Matt because Matt said that Austin had worse traffic than LA. I'm starting to agree with him. I think Austin has worse traffic than LA.
Heavy.
It's rough, dude. It's rough. You know what my problem is? I live south of the river, and our office is north of the river. And
Tell me about
it's not until you're in that situation that you realize there's only 4 places to cross the fucking river in the city, and that's it. And so at rush hour, it's like you're down to 4 streets. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all you got.
Crossing downtown is a fucking nightmare.
It's a nightmare. There's a traffic jam on I-35 between 1st Street and 38th Street 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day.
Literally 24 hours.
Yeah, it always exists there, and it's horrible. But I have bad news for you. I was in Los Angeles, and you know what I saw in Los Angeles driving around?
Aston Martin.
I saw a BMW i8 driving around.
Oh really?
Yes.
Love that car. It looks cool.
It looked, in person, it looked ridiculous.
Like dumb.
Yes. Did you know that the back, this is a very expensive hybrid that they're coming out with.
It's all
some
electric, I think.
BMWs. I don't think it is. It's got fuel in it.
Oh, does it?
It's got a fuel
Yeah,
port
it's a
on it.
hybrid.
But it's got it on paper or in pictures. It looks great. In person, where the taillights are, there's like a fender over the top of that, but there's a space there between it, and that space runs all the way through to the sides of the car. So you have like this hole that you can see through
Weird.
from the back of the car.
It's a hole.
It's a hole, and if you look at the car straight on from the back, I cannot see it in any of the photos that they published on their website. But if you look at the car from the back, you see daylight through the back of the car
Weird.
on the right and the left.
So it wasn't like a modification that the person did on their
Nope. That would have been a pretty severe modification. And that car's already ridiculous enough.
I was talking to
This is the best pancake I've ever
What is
had.
that one?
I don't know. I think it's just plain. It's like the way it's cooked. It's like it's got that perfect little crunch right there.
Well,
Oh.
look, I made good pancakes last year.
I was talking
Now
to
I'm starting to get mad.
I was talking to Justine about the i8 because she
Is that it?
took a test drive, and she said it was dumb that the doors didn't come down automatically. You had to pull them down. There's no button for it.
I agree with that. Okay, you can see the hole there.
Where?
It's on the back right.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
You see that?
that is weird.
Yeah, and you don't notice it like in
It just
pictures.
looks like lovely contours.
Yeah, it just looks like it's part of the car, but there's like a groove. You see, there it is right there. There's that dark
Oh,
part.
I think I hate this car now.
That dark part above the taillight, that is not a dark piece of trim.
It's a hole.
That is a hole.
You gotta admit, it's a cool looking thing.
Like,
though.
there's no question. Actually, and so the only version of that car that I really, really like now is the all black version.
'Cause it makes the
masks
hole less?
That hole, that weird hole thing. But then when you look at it from behind, you have the daylight on either side. So it's really obvious when you're looking at it straight from behind. The other thing was, there was a post made today online, which was, I guess, they look like dealership techs. And they were learning, like, how to interface with the i8 and, like, how to approach it. And it was a nightmare. Like, to get the hood open was the doors swing up and there's like a pneumatic arm that pushes the door up or holds it in place. You got to go behind that, pop off a cover, just to open the hood, pop off a cover, and then there's like a lanyard with a loop on it, like a string. You pull that, and you have to have somebody on the other side of the car, on the other door, also do the same thing.
What?
What if you're on your own?
What?
What if you're alone?
I don't know.
You
I
have to
have
just
no idea.
straddle the middle and just go.
And even when you get the hood popped, it took two people to get the hood
That is
open.
a nice car, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care about the
Are you
holes.
gonna learn to drive so you could get a nice car?
Nah.
So,
Here's
so
why-
what
here's
was
why
the
I
next,
don't-
I'm sorry. What was the next part? You both had to pull it.
Then to open the hood, it like if the windshield's here, the hood opens away from the windshield, so it has to be different in every aspect, right? It's like they can't even just
Away
have
from the windshield.
Yeah, like like it hinges at the front of the car, so it opens
Ah,
up
I
towards
see.
the front of the car. But you can't just open it because that'll pinch the front bumper. You have to lift the whole hood up, have somebody on the other side to lift the whole hood up, and then tilt it forward. It's like every step of it.
It's
was
like
just
firing a
nightmare.
nuclear missile. You got to have like two people. Like, are you ready? Are you
Yeah.
sure? Okay.
It's like firing the GoldenEye.
And some of it was
And
like
there's no buttons for it?
some of it was like things you only would do in the event of like a power loss or something like that, or if you had to access like the hood, under the hood, or anything like that. But they even talked about if your door, their push button to open the doors. But there's a safety mechanism, like if you're in a crash, there's a little lever you pull up, and then that unlatches the door, and it's right there in the top of the door. But you pull it up to a certain point, it stops, and then to reach down, there's a little slider, and then you move the slider up, and then you can keep going. But if you keep going, it'll just break off. Who, if they're in a crash or whatever and needs to get out of the car and use that manual override, is going to remember, oh, I got to slide that up gently.
It's like, let me just unlock my phone and type in the thing.
It's like you just have to get your phone out, launch the i8 app, and tell it emergency. Enter your personal PIN, confirm, and then you can get out of the car.
That brings me back, though. The reason I hate the Impala does that speed limit warning thing. The other thing that car does, which I've never seen a car do before in my life, and it drove me and Ashley nuts all
No pun
fucking
intended.
weekend. No pun intended. Didn't drive us to nuts. That car has a feature called auto stop. I'm gonna finish my pancake.
It
before I
sounds
tell this.
terrible already.
God,
Auto stop.
so horrible.
Wait. Let me try to guess.
Auto stop. What is auto stop?
It can read. Okay, this is my guess. Since I know it can read speed limit signs, according to you, it can sense stop signs, and if you're not stopping fast enough, it'll stop for you at a stop sign.
That would be an awesome feature.
What if?
I would think that you know how some people come to a rolling stop at a
Yes.
stop sign? It makes you fully stop, so you actually feel the bounce back.
That would be an annoying feature. That is not that though.
It can see the color red
Yep.
in the traffic light,
And
and it slams the brakes.
It's also a bull.
slams the brakes. No, my car when it does that, like my car, even when you get behind somebody, it'll slow down and stop, and then my car will start back up again. It's like half autopilot on my car now. They're updating it slowly, and my car will go all the way up to the point where it won't turn the wheel, and it won't stop at a red light. Like it would
So
go
could
right
you
through
get
red.
in your car and just turn the wheel all the way to work
Yes, I could definitely do that.
without pressing a single thing?
Yes, I could just hit the button, lock onto a car in front of me, and then it would
So what if there's no traffic? Is it just driving around in circles?
it would go whatever I set the speed at. So
Okay.
I set like 40 miles an hour. I would go at steady 40 miles an hour all the way to work. All I'd have to do is steer. And if a car gets in front of me at any point in time, it would match its speed based on the distance.
And
I
if the
tell it.
car
Adaptive
takes
cruise control.
That's exactly the stage that it's at right now.
Okay.
It's at
if the
adaptive
car
cruise control.
takes a slight bend, would it just keep going straight?
No, it'll follow it. The
It
one
would
place
follow
I
it
found
around
that-
a corner.
Yes.
So could you just sit in your car,
Unintentionally stalk
get
someone.
behind a car, and then sit in the back seat and fall asleep? And
No,
just follow
because
this
it would
dude?
steer. I still am steering.
Well, that's what I just asked you about.
Wait, you listen. What am I steering for then? What's the point?
What?
You asked me if I had to steer. Why else would I steer except to turn?
I said, would it follow a car around a corner? You said yes.
I thought you meant would it track the car.
No, I think
like
you meant
it locks onto the car.
like followed around corners.
But I
and
still
stuff.
have to steer. If it steers itself, what am I steering? Because I'm a jackass? Let the car fucking
You can
steer.
take like half a nap. It'd be like when I tried to take a nap with my friend driving in the car going down to Houston.
I'll tell you what you can do. You can like go at like 40 or 50 miles an hour on the freeway and be comfortable like looking down at your phone because you won't run into anything. The car
Illegal,
will just
though.
all of a sudden stop.
Still illegal.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's legal
totally.
in Texas now.
I don't do it. Clearly,
You're just saying you could.
I'm just saying you could.
That's
if you want
all.
to.
Yeah, you could have a beer as well.
Auto stop. You can kill a
No,
dude.
officer, this is for the car.
It's okay. It's autopilot. It's a robot. But the Impala has a feature called auto stop, which is, I guess, it's a fuel saving mechanism. Which is when you get to a red light and come to a complete stop, the engine turns off,
And then it starts when you press go.
and then it starts when you take your foot back off
How
the
is
brake.
that?
Yeah, that's a
economically
normal
friendly
feature in
at
a lot of
all?
cars. Volvos have that.
That feature
Audis have that.
drove me insane all weekend.
You
Is,
don't
is
even
there a
notice
delay
it.
or something?
No, you get to a red light. As soon as you come to a complete stop, the car goes
Yeah,
silent.
but you don't notice it. And then you press go and it's like, and we're off again.
I absolutely noticed it every single
I drive
time.
a Prius. That happens all the time.
It drove me fucking crazy.
Does it?
Yeah,
I don't
every,
notice it in your
every
Very
time I
common
stop,
feature
the,
in cars.
the engine turns off.
Oh. Well,
And
I
then when
guess
you
it's
take your
not
foot-
as I
It
thought.
switches to battery, like, and that's it.
It's the equivalent of turning off the water when you're brushing your teeth.
I get that it's a fuel saving feature. I hated it. I felt like the car was dying at every stoplight. Every stoplight, I felt like it was dying.
You drive an electric car. Shouldn't you be used to this brand new technology?
Not
being in
turning on
cars?
and off.
Yeah, my car doesn't turn
Yeah.
on and off though.
Should.
It's just always on.
What do you mean? It's silent when it does. The other thing too is like if you kind of like come to a stop and then immediately go, it goes like it hated that. It hated that absolutely. Like
Do you know why I won't drive?
why?
Because
I
every
can't wait for this.
I do know why you won't drive, but
you?
you go ahead.
Why?
What's your reason why you think you won't drive?
give me yours. Let's
'Cause you're a
let's have
man
it.
child. Now, what's your reason?
Okay, as a foreign person in this country, I can very easily get deported if I break the law. They'll just be like, "Get out," and I'll be like, "Oh,
Go ahead.
there's my life gone."
You
In
know
this
that
country,
could only happen if you're convicted.
Of course,
Like
it's America.
right? So
Yeah,
if I break the law, whatever,
What
I
law?
basically have to not break the law.
It's a felony.
Every day of the year, I have absolutely zero chance of harming anyone with anything I do. I will never hurt anyone.
You're filming with Dan all week.
Dan's
This week.
English. It's okay.
I
I will never.
America. He's
I will
an American
never
death.
hurt an American. If I drive, I could very easily crash into a car or accidentally run someone over. Then I'm screwed. I'm in the most low risk bit of my life if I don't drive.
Well, I if you're likely to have any kind of calamity at your age, it's most likely going to be an accident in a car.
No,
That's
I'm
the
really-
most. You are correct.
Right.
I'm really paranoid now
Why is that?
because I drive, and I'm also
Yeah,
a
and if you-
foreign
Lots
citizen.
of people drive.
If you
You're not getting
got
booty. You're fine.
if you got distracted and mowed down like a family, you're in trouble. That's ruined it.
You are in trouble. That is
I-
what the judge will say. The judge will say, Mr. Gavin Free, you're in trouble.
I can't mow down anyone in the passenger seat. I can try it, but I won't.
I like Gavin's logic here. It's like, wow, I just ran over a family of 4. I might have to go home. that might be the outcome of this.
This
not
might, this
pre-planned
might be
things.
a minor inconvenience
Gus,
for me.
that is a big inconvenience. A
That's
plane
like
ticket
the
is
most
expensive.
selfish thing you could.
I
Possibly
just
do.
ran over 4 people.
How did
Now
how that
I have
become?
to leave the country because they died.
I'm not saying that's the only reason I would do it. I can never hurt anyone. I'm untouchable.
You literally said that's the reason. As you started
That's the reason I
this-
don't drive.
You started this conversation with the words "as a foreign person."
Yeah.
So, as a foreign person,
Obviously, I'd be horrified at the 4 people I've mowed down.
What if?
Gavin, if we
How
had
did
not,
you- how did you
if we
make
had not
that a-
challenged you, would you have ever said, "Oh, first of all, I'm horrified that I killed the 4 people." But
I felt like that was a given. How did you turn that around on me being a piece of shit? Oops, better look for flights immediately. How do you turn that
that's the
around?
way you
It's like,
presented
where
it.
did I leave my passport?
I would actually imagine you do this. You'd run over 4 people, and then you go, "Well, great." That's exactly how
Bug of
I
me.
think you would do it.
What if you were just crossing a street, not looking, and there was a car coming, and then like you moved out of the street and the car swerved to avoid you, and then they hit something and died?
That's not a crime.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is, but you could hurt somebody.
Yeah, but he's saying from a crime perspective. That's why we're
I'm
getting
also
on.
saying I will never do that.
Because you don't drive.
well, I won't cross the street without looking. I could easily lose concentration at the wheel.
You'd be using your phone. You use your phone.
You
when you
don't
walk all
drive
the time.
because you're scared to drive because you did too many.
Scared of
traffic.
dying
You did too
and
many.
murdering people by accident.
Are you really scared of murdering people?
Yeah, it's a big fear. You're not scared of killing someone in the thing that goes.
I'm scared of someone killing me.
Let me think about that.
more
You
than
made
anything.
it about you.
No, it's
Piece
because
of shit.
no, because I'm
Foreigner,
confident in
Go
my
home.
I'm confident in my driving skills.
Yeah.
I'm not confident in other people's driving skills.
There's
Totally.
a bunch of damn drunks here.
Everybody else is idiots. Everybody
Exactly.
else. Yeah.
So I'm not worried
Everybody else.
about me hurting
The way
someone.
the way they market not drinking and driving here is absurd. It's like, you got to drive sober or you'll get pulled over. Like that's the worst thing that can happen. You might get pulled over, or you'll
understand
lose
that.
your license.
People understand that.
Yeah, well, they have to put it in like easy to quantify things. Like the big thing I see now is a DWI conviction can cost you $10,000. It's like they're trying to get you.
Yeah, how
in the
about you
pocket.
could kill a family?
No, here's why. Here's why.
Why is it always a family?
I'm just thinking about the worst thing.
I mean, Gavin hates families.
It's always like the
If you
weirdest
drink and
way.
drive, you could go to England
But in England,
it's so rainy here.
for like 7 years.
in England, they'll play an ad where a car smashes into people, and all the people inside go like smashing through the windows, and their faces are all bloody and stuff. It's like you could do that.
And
Here
there's
it's
a
like,
teddy bear that flies out the window. and,
here it's like,
rolls on
oh,
the
you'll
floor.
have a fine and you'll lose your license. So
I've,
what?
I've always felt though that the PSAs in Canada and in UK are way more aggressive
They are.
because you have national health care and it becomes like you want to keep people out of the hospital and stuff like that.
The same with like the cigarette packaging there.
Yeah, exactly
Like
right.
the cigarette packaging when I was in Australia, like
mortifying.
you can't see them. They're behind an opaque door, and you have to tell the cashier, "I want this specific cigarette," and they go and they pull it out, and it's covered in like pictures of cancer and
Yeah,
It's,
like
it's literally a picture of a diseased lung.
right,
A photograph of that on the cigarettes.
right.
There's all different kinds of different cancers they show on cigarette packs now.
I know.
I think
Lip
there's
cancer
I saw
and-
mouth
Yeah.
or
yeah,
lip
it's
or
disgusting.
tongue or something.
But they won't stop selling them
But yeah, it's true. They
because
don't
of
stop selling
the
them.
tax they get on cigarettes is so high.
It's
They
too
just
good.
hide them behind a door and some ugly pictures. I got to read this thing. Want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by NatureBox. 2 words, people. Free snacks. I'm gonna give you the chance to get free snacks. Drop the candy bar. Drop the potato chips. They're not good for you. Do what I do. Get delicious, wholesome snacks at naturebox.com. NatureBox gives me hundreds of snacks. I mean, delicious snacks, and I don't feel guilty about eating them because they're better for me. They've got 0 artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners, 0 grams trans fat, and no high fructose corn syrup. You'll even find snacks with no added sugar and without gluten ingredients. So in the afternoon slump, when I'm hungry and irritable, here's what I do. Grab peanut butter nom noms from NatureBox, or baked sweet potato fries, or dark cocoa almonds. So good and so much better for you than other snack options out there. And now I want to give you the chance to try NatureBox for free with a trial box featuring 5 of the most popular snacks.
Oh, so close.
You heard me, free snacks. To start your free trial, go to naturebox.com/roosterteeth. Stay full, stay strong, do what I do, and start snacking smarter. Go to naturebox.com/roosterteeth to get a free trial box of delicious snacks. You're welcome. Or you can eat, or you can
Cherry
eat-
vanilla granola
or
is
you
my
can
new
eat
one.
pancakes.
Hey,
I
good
It's my
ad
new
read.
jam at NatureBox.
I have a box of that. I'm sorry, a bag of that on my desk.
You did.
It's so good.
Have you tried the guacamole bites?
No, I've seen them on your desk, but I haven't tried those
So
yet.
good. So good.
I stole your guys' figgy bars too.
That's where they went.
Yep, they were good too.
We normally have a stash in our office.
There was only 4 of them in the bag though.
Hmm.
I think. Maybe there was 8. I don't know. Could have been more. Who knows?
There's enough for a snack
Who
for
can
you.
count? Doesn't even make any sense. Here's why they do that with drunk driving in America. Because you're trying to communicate people not to drink and drive. I think it's American state of mind where when you're drunk and you're going to get in your car, if the message in your head is you can kill somebody, they go, I just won't do that. I won't kill somebody. Like, I'm fine. I'm good. I just won't kill anybody. I'll drive carefully. Whereas that logic doesn't apply to getting a ticket and getting thrown in jail and getting a felony. Is it a felony? Drunk driving?
I don't know.
Anybody know?
Repeat. Maybe it is. Yeah.
It is?
So
It's a
yes,
felony.
by someone who's obviously.
It's
had
probably
it
a
happen to
state
them
law,
before.
maybe. That's a felony. Is that's blasphemy? That's libel.
That's
Sue.
yeah. No one knows who that was.
Wow, I looked up is drunk driving. The first thing came up was a felony.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I never thought about the argument in that context, and that makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Gavin's gonna be so mad.
What?
The first one is drunk driving a felony? The second one is drunk driving a crime? Let's see who asked that. I bet that's Yahoo Answers. What do you
It's probably
think?
the biggest difference culturally in
So,
interpretations of the law.
In the UK, if you have any blood alcohol content, you go to jail.
No, you still have to be over the limit.
What's the limit though?
I don't know.
I know in
I don't
Canada,
drive.
it's 0.08 in Canada.
It's
That's,
0.08
that's
here.
in Texas, that's what it is.
It used to be 0.1, then it went to 0.08.
But there's different
years back.
license stages you could be at in Canada. There's like a G1, G2, and a G. And I think only after the G2 or the G you could have any alcohol in your system.
And then you go out and you get fucked up.
Then
That's
you
a
can-
weird distinction. Like, oh, now you can get drunk.
Like once you know, like you could be 0.08 or under. Like you could have some alcohol in your system, but below that you can't have any at all.
Dan,
Even
Can you
if you
imagine
have a
if like, the
license.
same standard was applied to like airline pilots? Like, okay, you've booked your 5,000th hour in the cockpit. You can have a martini now. It's okay.
You're pretty good at this.
You,
clearly.
you understand what's going on.
Dan got pulled over on a bicycle once.
no, he did not.
Yeah, he
Was he just like weaving?
MP
he was
or
drunk.
public?
He was drunk on a bicycle and fell off next to a car. And a cop pulled up and was like, "You scratched that car," because he
Good.
thought he hit it. Didn't know. They reviewed the footage, which thankfully is on every street, and found out he didn't do it, so he was let off.
That footage is going to show that.
Yeah, he fell away from the car instead
Oh.
of into it.
They,
So
What
is
kind of
already
shitty
scratched?
cops do you have in the UK? He saw that? He saw him fall away from the car and said, you hit the car and scratched it? That's a shitty cop.
Maybe thought his bike fell into it.
I think the cop just pulled up to him on the ground trying to stand up.
Did he really?
I don't know.
Threatened him?
Did he ever come back? Dan? I guess not.
No.
No.
I also like how quickly you made that judgment call. Did he ever come back? Dan? Nope. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold up the podcast. See if
You
Dan
didn't see him
said-
come in. Now, how did Dan leave?
He's worth it.
How did he leave?
Yeah.
Through the door.
Right? Does Dan drive?
I assume he rented
Yeah,
a
he
car.
rented a car.
Oh, he rented a car while he's here.
Uh-huh.
I guess I assumed that Dan would not be able to drive as well.
So one of them has to be the responsible adult.
I guess so.
I mean,
And it's Dan?
He's out
Oddly
there
enough.
potentially killing people right now. That's what could be taking place.
how did he learn how to drive on the right side of the road?
It's not that hard.
You just do it.
It's,
Yeah, you just do it.
Yeah,
it's
is that how he
terrible.
learned?
You and I both tried to drive on the left side of the road.
Nah, it's terrible. I did wreck a car, but
Yeah,
just not that
I'm
bad.
giving you the look because that's
just
not
do
what you were
it.
saying in the moment.
Jeff would drive onto roundabouts full speed without looking to the right. And everything,
Yeah.
you got to give way to what's on the roundabout.
Right.
It's already on there. He would just be like, and like people would be like skidding and like,
Yeah, it's no problem.
yeah, it was
Listen.
terrifying.
My dad, when he was alive, he wrecked a car in Ireland too. He took a right. I want to say a right turn, which would be the equivalent of left here. But you know, you're crossing traffic. Is Ireland on the other side?
Of the planet?
The
I do believe
road.
they're on the left side of the road as well.
Okay, they're on the left side. All right. So I guess he must have taken a right and he crossed in front of traffic and got T-boned by somebody.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was messed up. And then he just left the country. So I guess that works. I guess it's a sound
Did
strategy.
he have any chocolate milk while he was there?
And
What's that?
Oh no, wait, that's in. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
That's
Chocolate milk
the
in Ireland?
Netherlands- The Netherlands.
Oh,
According to
I got my lands
New
mixed
Zealand?
up.
Yes, New Zealand.
That's the one.
And
I'm getting all my lands mixed up.
according to
Nether Zealand?
DC_resistance on Twitter,
no.
in England, the alcohol limit for drivers is 80 milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood.
What? That's too much math.
0.08.
If you can figure it out, then you're not drunk. They tell you that you got to run an equation in your head.
Hey, I have another scenario
Go ahead.
that you have to explain to a caveman.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I want to try it this time.
Explain to
Okay,
me.
you try it. This is perfect for you. Okay, caveman stood there. He just clubbed a saber-toothed tiger to death.
Oh.
Explain to him a community manager.
God.
Right. What is a community
I can't
manager?
even explain my job to people now. Okay. There's a machine where other people could use a machine that they have at home.
What's
What's
a
a machine?
Oh.
Machine. Ooh. Question mark.
The kitten did it.
We haven't invented the question mark.
That's it. That's all they have. They
So
do
you have
that
to
at
go
the
all
end
the
of
way
a
back to
sentence.
explain a machine.
It has to make sense to a caveman.
Oh my god. There's a bunch of parts that you put together to make an object.
Parts.
Fuck you guys. You do it.
You lead a clan of people.
There's people that all want to talk to each other, but when they talk, they don't want anybody else to talk. And
The Archie
when other
podcast.
people talk, it annoys them, and then they get annoyed at the people that are talking on their level because they don't respect them.
What's
And
respect?
so we need a person to just respect is a thing. That's like an alpha male thing. Caveman understands that.
They understand respect.
Caveman's on the same wavelength as me.
Yeah.
So we need a
But not
person.
parts.
We need a person who will say who can talk when and get rid of people and tell them not to talk. and they have to leave and they can't talk anymore.
What's talking?
You just
You know what
come
talking
on.
is. I'm telling him this stuff.
you just described like the mayor of the cave people though.
That's what a community manager is.
A leader of clans. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Fair play.
So
Just
does
like-
that mean
it
I'm
was like-
technically a leader of clans? That's pretty cool.
Like, how would you explain booting someone from, like, or banning somebody? How would you explain that? That's what I
It's the
think.
equivalent probably of burying
It
someone.
also shows like what kind of community managers we are. Where it's like, how you ban people? That's my first.
How would you
just show
ban?
me how to do that?
How would you ban a caveman?
Your job's not banning people, though, is it? You can't ban people from Twitter.
no, but from our site,
You
from
block
our
people on
community
Twitter.
site,
Yeah.
I can ban people. I don't do it often.
Are you very lenient?
Well, I make the mods and admins do that.
I want to talk about something. You talked about our community site.
Oh,
We saw some cool stuff today.
Oh, we
Yeah.
did.
We
does it
saw
look good? I haven't seen it yet.
It looks so
we
good.
saw for the first time like prototypes of what the new website could potentially look like.
Long
Rooster
time
Teeth
coming.
It's been a
2.0.
long time
Is that the wireframe?
in the work. We
Long time.
we passed the wireframe.
Oh, did you? Because I was
We
looking at the wireframes and those look great.
No,
we
we've,
saw mock-ups.
We did mock-ups. There's a PDF in that email that you got.
You have to wireframe a website?
Yeah,
Like physically
yeah.
wireframe?
Yeah,
It's even black and white.
we've been going through wireframes for I think 2 months now.
I think it's almost 3.
And we, for the first time today, finally saw like actual mock-ups. And the wireframes are always like black and white and shitty. And for the first time, it was like, this is what the website might look like.
I was impressed at like how different. They
I
had 3
thought-
designs for
I
us.
thought I was going to hate all of them.
I liked all of them.
They were all great. 1 was fine. 2 were amazing.
Yeah.
And it was like, I am so excited.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking about it a little too prematurely, but it's in the works. We're working on it. It's coming
the
coming
thing, though.
sooner rather than later.
I don't think we could hype it because anything will be better than our current site.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, I mean we all know it sucks.
It's old.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's outdated for
Yeah.
sure.
So I
The-
think
Does anyone
the-
ever post a journal and not get the error message? Does that happen for you?
I didn't get an
I
error
never get
message.
an
I never get error
Really?
messages.
No,
What
I
error
sometimes
message?
will get the double.
My thing will time out and it will just go like, and then I'll have 2 of them. I have to delete one.
Well, no, you don't have to delete one of them.
You don't?
No, well, that's the way the website's built right now is there's a lot of stuff that's kind of like added in, and like when you see,
Well, yeah,
2
it's
of
like
them,
compound on the
it'll see that,
original.
it'll get rid of it.
Oh, okay.
No, it had to be like recoded from.
But the basis of this site is from like 2004 or something, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
Well,
the original.
some of the original concepts. Yeah,
That was when the community site launched.
Yeah.
In October of 2004. I mean
Top site.
2004.
it took us a long time to find a group of developers that we could work with. There was a whole year, 13 months, Gus, that we worked with a group in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and we spent a bunch of money, and we got ready to launch a site, and I go, I hate this. We all hate this, and everybody's at the table going, yeah, nobody likes this. It's
I
like,
remember that.
we called them and said, we're not doing this. We're scrapping the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was like-
13-month
I
project.
backed it up to a hard drive and I put it in my locker, and that was it. It
That was
still
like
sits there.
07? Around
Yeah,
there?
we were at the Congress office.
Yeah.
That's the
I
one
think
we're
I was-
using for the new site.
We come back to that decision a lot because it's like we talk about how like it will be expensive to do this thing, and I was like, well, we scrapped that one version of the website. That was 13 months of work and bills on that thing.
Yeah. Nothing we could do can ever be more expensive than that because we ended up with nothing
Yeah, we ended up
at
with
the end of
nothing.
that process.
Yeah,
It sucks.
that was a tough decision.
Yeah, I think that's why we were like none of us were really happy with it. We were like, oh, we spent all this time and all this money
That's
on
what it was.
It's
That
like
was the conversation we had at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's like we got to launch it, and they're like, well, why?
Right.
So they couldn't alter it to make it look good, or
No,
It would've been
we-
like start
we,
over.
We were too far down the path with development and everything. It was like, you know, I mean, it's one of those things where we did the spec on it initially, and it basically we said is, see our site, go use our site. We want that site, but we want a cleaner, fresher, newer version of it. They bid out on it, and then it became like this. Like we got to the 3-month mark of when we were supposed to be done with it, and then it became this like nickel and diming affair of just like, oh, do you want to be able to read emails or read messages on the site? You can send a message, but you can't read it. We can add a read module and it's this much. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's good. Well, if you look, it's not in the spec. It's like, yeah, it's not in the spec, but the original spec was make the site with the same functionality it has now with these added features.
Yeah. I'm sure messaging could have been the spec. And
Everything was like that. It was like, oh yeah, there's a forum post, but you can't edit.
What year were you guys working on that?
2007, right?
No, it would have been earlier than that. I think we started the process in the Butte office still.
Oh,
I know
really?
that it was cancelled in 07 because I was there when
Yeah.
you were like scrapping it. But do you remember when, if you'd have done that and gone back, that would have been the second time because you also started a separate forum from the PHBBB forums.
Yeah.
You went to a zero forum and then back.
Mhm.
It sucked.
Oh
Remember
yeah.
that
God,
was much
that's-
earlier on.
That's a good memory,
Yeah.
man.
In fact, we only recently decommissioned that server.
Really?
Zero. We still had a server. We don't, obviously we use a different set of infrastructure now.
Yeah.
But Zero, I think, is in Adam Baird's office right now. You can see it.
That's comedy. Yeah, everyone moved over there, and it was like, this is kind of different, and it's kind of weird. And nobody's used to it, and everyone just went back. I think everyone was happy when you switched back to the original one.
Yeah, I never want to fall into that trap that I see so many people who make content online. I want to fall into that trap of like, I turn off the comments, I don't read the comments. I don't want to fall into that trap of saying that or make it seem like people's criticisms are invalid. But it's like, over a long period of time, you definitely build up a thick skin because like, you're talking about something that very few people that listen to the podcast today are going to remember, that we had 2 different versions of the forum before we had our social media site, which all came before Twitter and Facebook.
This is over a decade ago, I imagine.
Yeah.
At this point.
Very few people are going to remember that.
I know the forum kids because they hated all the journal kids.
That was, and even before that, Barbara, it's like when we moved from the PHPBB forums, whatever it was, PHPBB, when we moved from that to the social media site, we were very excited, remember, about launching the social media site. It's probably one of the best things we ever did in the history of this company.
Absolutely.
And so I did this thing where I went through the PHPBB forums. Can't say it.
Just say peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly forums. And I was doing this thing where I was like locking the forums, and people were like saying, because they wanted to still use those old forums and they didn't want to move to the new site. I said, no, we got to turn these off because we need these servers. So I did this fun thing where I was like locking them, and this one's next, and we're locking this one now. And like people were moving to other forums to continue discussion.
It's like you were flushing out an anthill.
Those people, it's like, it was the end of the world to them. They were like, fuck this company, fuck Rooster Teeth. They don't know what they're doing. They forgot where they came from.
Sellouts, and there wasn't even like any ads on the site.
It was just like, it's like outrage. You need to like funnel it. You know what I mean? Everything can't be like 11 on the outrage meter. It's like it's like going all the way back that far. It's like every stage. It's like people. Every time we do anything, there's always this like small vocal group of people. It's like this is unacceptable and unbelievable, and then they're totally fine. Like
after
2 months later,
not even like a week.
Yeah, and it's like. Like I said, I don't want to invalidate people's criticisms because I still read all that stuff and I still process it. But it's like, I have to admit, it's hard for me to react to outrage because I've just seen it in so many different forms over the years, over every single thing. It's like the architect at the end of the Matrix. He's like, this is the 7th time I've done this. I've destroyed Zion. It's like I've seen this before.
By the way, I watched the whole movie. I never understood. I still don't. I could watch all of that movie, that scene 10 times. I still wouldn't understand what the goddamn that guy's on about.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently, Sean Connery was offered that role, and he read the script, and he was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
No.
That's what, what's his name? The old guy from Lord of the Rings. That played
Gandalf?
No, that played Count Dooku as well.
Christopher Lee.
Lee. I was going to say Christopher Guest, but that's a totally different guy.
The man with the golden
Christopher
gun.
Lee. He talked about being in Star Wars and being in Lord of the Rings in the same year. He was like, well, Lord of the Rings is by Tolkien, and it's a beautiful piece of literature. Because I was in Star Wars. I read the script, quite frankly, I didn't understand a word of it. He was like straight up about it. But I'll tell you what, if you want to make peace with the 2nd and 3rd Matrix movies, go see Jupiter Ascending. I went and saw that with
Why would you do that to
I
yourself?
went and saw it with JD. Listen, The Matrix is such a good movie.
The first one.
The Matrix. Just The Matrix. That is such a good, perfect movie that I will go see anything that the Wachowskis make. I will see anything they make for the rest of time, just hoping it'll get back to that Matrix level, or just like remind me of it, And there were moments in Jupiter Ascending that definitely had that. But
How was it overall?
it was an exercise in world building, which I think in the post Lord of the Rings world that we live in, people like world building a lot, but you got to have something there as well.
Like terraforming. What do you mean?
No, like you build like this universe, like with all this rich history. Like,
Oh,
it's
like
like a
building a
Tolkien
universe.
thing. Yeah, like Tolkien wrote the whole Elvish
like
language.
changing a planet so you can live on it.
That's actually part of the thing, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, they terraform planets in this thing, kind of. I mean, it's like a.
I remember on the old site, around when I joined for Red vs. Blue, you were watching the Matrix trailer for the second one, and you kept like watching it. You would watch like 10 seconds and then stop it, and then you'd watch it again and watch like an extra second. So you'd be on like second 11, and you kept saying about how like you'd almost made it halfway through the Matrix trailer for the second one. You were so excited, and then after it came out and you saw it, you were just like,
Why did you watch it like that?
I don't watch. I try not to watch anything that I want spoiled for me. Like I'm not watching any of the Avengers trailers right now because I know I'm going to see it. I'm actually surprised that I went and saw the Star Wars trailer. And we did that thing where we saw it 37 times in a row at the Alamo for an hour and a half.
Analyzed every second of it, right?
It was pretty fun to do it that way. That's the only reason I went and saw it, actually, was because of that. But yeah, if I'm going to see something, why watch the trailer for it?
They always give away the best parts in trailers. I never understand
Yeah.
why they do that.
It's a marketing thing.
Yeah.
So we have a teaser coming out for Laser Team this week.
premiering this Friday at Let's Play Live. Tickets still available.
But it'll be available to backers before that.
Yes, very
Let me be
important
clear.
to say
you guys
that.
You guys kept not saying that.
Well,
I mean,
my
I
journal-
know it's a split message, but
Right. And I just want to say that. Like, people were very upset that I didn't address the backer situation in my journal when I talked about it. The journal was about the event. It wasn't a backer update. You know, if I start layering in all these extra messages, it gets confusing.
Rage at
So
level
I
11.
totally get it.
I apologize. I can understand why backers were upset. And
they
you know,
weren't though. They weren't.
people,
There's a lot of people who get upset on the behalf of backers.
Right. So there was some people upset.
Right.
I apologize. We should have maybe reworded the message a bit, but that was the reasoning behind it.
So we're doing that this week, and you know we're like being real careful about like not including too much beyond like some small little premise stuff, just some little stuff, and like we're very protective about the imagery that appears in it as well. You know,
As you should be.
yeah, but at the same time,
Is this a first look at the
At anything from it, right?
yeah,
the get up?
yeah. It's a first look at all the whole
Do you
thing.
think I could...
My favorite comment was I posted that we're going to be premiering the teaser there at Let's Play Live, and someone commented, "It's not really the premiere, is it? Wasn't Bernie showing people some footage on his laptop in Park City?"
That's true.
I was like, "Yeah, but
It's not-
that's
yeah.
not a premiere."
No, but it's not the same, it wasn't the same thing either.
Public.
I had to show something at that panel, but that was never going to make its way that stuff to the public until the movie comes out, and some of that might not even end up in there. And we're talking very little stuff.
Yeah.
Like itty
Also, that's
bitties.
not the way you premiere stuff.
So the
Someone
plan
doesn't
is
walk
to
around with their laptop.
Put it out for backers. Then it'll be on Let's Play Live, and then probably Monday it'll be available to everybody. Like we'll roll it out, but it'll be a few days after that
I
in
took
our
a-
normal windows.
I took a video of you on the first day of shooting in your getup
Yeah.
doing something from The Simpsons that I really can't wait to post.
Yikes! Don't wait until the whole movie's like done a home video run and everything else.
Everything's done.
A lot of that stuff that I don't want to see the light of day for a while.
Something else I wanted to talk about before we're at time. We got to wrap up soon. But one of the other things I want to talk about before we wrap up was Funhouse, I guess, launched today,
Yeah.
and
Funhouse.
I really laughed at that Stranded Deep video. And I feel like I don't. I watched
The shark
I
one?
watched a
What
lot of
video?
things and be like, oh, that's kind of funny. The shark one.
Oh.
I like legitimately had to pause it several times. Like Barbara looked at me like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
Gus never laughs at anything on his
I
computer.
was like,
so
it's really.
They're really funny. They have a great editing style. I love it. Yeah.
the quick cuts of every
Like, they're
Photoshopped
talking about-
images.
I don't know if you've seen it. I'm talking about char nuts and like opening a char nut stand and then finding someone else selling char nuts even cheaper on the next island over. Like I was just like I had to pause it. I was really legitimately laughing so hard at that.
Weren't you just there?
I was there, but I Ashley was there with the Funhouse guys. But I was up. I had that part that I was in. I've been cast now. I want to do more acting stuff. I've been cast in 3 movies this year, including Laser Team. 3 parts that have been cast so far in 2015 are a cop, a coach, and a cop. I think I'm just falling into this like generic authority figure like rut is what I'm in now.
And then you can spread out, branch out, do a dad. Maybe.
Yeah, do like a boss. Just like generic manager.
Yeah.
Regional
Shift match.
shift manager. Yeah, so those are the parts that I'm getting now. I got to get cast in a local Austin film. We actually know some of the people. It was some of the people that were on the crew for Laser Team recommended me for the part. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do it. That sounds like fun.
Nice.
How long until the porno of Laser Team comes out?
Laser Cream. I think the
That's
I think
good.
the 5 through
Have you been
5
thinking about that?
Laser Cream
Yeah, they
is
already came up with it.
the 5 through 5 came up with it, and they have like a whole plot for Laser Cream.
I heard all about it from the extras when we were making it.
Yeah, when they were
Good
out there,
stuff. It's great stuff.
the ones that you had to hug, they're the ones that came up with that.
Nice.
I still can't believe you did that.
Yeah, that was. Let's take one for the
How
team.
about glaze her team?
Oh, that's not bad, Gus. You missed your calling in life.
That was one of my favorite things as a kid was to read the TV guide and see like the porno parody
Yeah.
titles.
Was this before or
And
after
Diana
you used to
Jones.
stare into the sun?
After. I
What
did that
about
when I was in
before after you got the
kindergarten.
hemorrhoid?
Before I got the hemorrhoid once I moved to Austin.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
still the most awkward conversation I've ever had with you.
we should wrap up.
So go see Jupiter Ascending in a Ford Impala. That's all I'm saying. That'll be a complete weekend for you.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're back on Wednesday with the patch. We got on the spot on Thursday. Let's Play Live on Friday. Almost sold out.
Easy on the credits, easy.
And
Here
we'll see
they
you guys
come.
next week. I want to say thanks one more time to Kirby Lane for coming out and
Hey!
delivering
Delicious.
delicious pancakes. They overloaded us with pancakes, And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We hope this becomes an annual tradition.
Merry Shrove Tuesday.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next Monday.
Happy
Tomorrow's
Ash
Ashy.
Wednesday to those of you who celebrate it.